got just one life in a world that keeps on pushing me around. Gonna stand my ground, and I won't back down. Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out. Hey, stand my ground, and I won't back down. Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out. Hey, I won't back down. Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out. Hey, I will stand my ground, and I won't back down. No, I won't back down.
Hey, everybody.
What's up? What's up?
Hopefully our volume is good.
I'm
How
sure
is
they'll let us know.
everybody?
Oh, I see Cheese is here. Spitfire. What's up, everybody?
New Zealand, I forgot that she was doing her own live. Sorry about that. I
Who's
will
that?
definitely check out the replay though.
Oh, damn. It's so difficult to choose when to go live. I mean, on a
Yeah, the
Saturday,
time difference.
yeah, sometimes you just gotta just do it.
BK Sir is listening in the car. Road rash. Lisa is also driving in the rain, so definitely be careful. Lori, hello. Yes, Tom Petty is great. And this band actually Sinner found, and they're really good. So
Let's see,
hey, Thor.
Elaine McGillen is here. What's going on? Thor, what's up?
Orion, good to see y'all back. Yes, it's been a week, I think, actually.
Yeah, I think anything more than once a week is just too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're doing your own thing with your,
Yeah.
true crime stuff. So I mean, I don't want to bombard people with constant. I think once a week is good. And hopefully, after we get past this bullshit this week, next week will be a lot more fun.
Yeah. Yes, I did see Chronicles video, Spitfire. Chronicles of the Shady, her new video. That was really interesting.
Very interesting. Yeah.
Hey, Turtle, how are you?
Speaking of comments, I went ahead and left a comment over there on that video. I mean, I'm not sure where Chronicles of the Shady, like, I don't have any ties or anything, but they're pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long that she's been around, but I mean she's been around longer than me, and
I've definitely seen them around, but again, like I shied away from anything that began with Chronicles. Like, clip channels that typically they have the gifts of anonymity, so they could say and do whatever they want. So it's a little unnerving, but um, just like any other channels, there are good ones and there are really bad ones, and Chronicles of the Shady is a good one.
yeah, and I'm actually going to get her link. I will drop it in the chat. And hello, Petunia, Mickey, hello. Crystal, good to see you. Remy, good to see you again. Rhonda, with a capital A at the end. Hey, Sober Pug.
Rondé.
Chilling in the break room waiting for your daughter to pick you up. Well, I'm glad that you are done with work. Hey, Southern Gal.
Hey, Crystal
thought
Langford too. Crystal Langford says Rhonda is a beautiful lady.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen Rhonda before. I think I would have remembered the capital A at the end.
Remy asked, I thought the whole thing with Chronicles was done with. Did it happen again? I'm not sure what you're referencing is in the way of happening again, but they just put a very interesting video out pointing out some shenanigans from Queen Bee. And it's quite interesting. That's what we were talking about. I don't know what else is going on.
Yep. And it actually came about because yesterday the Good Nunya had a live. Was it yesterday or the day? I think it was the day. Actually, it was the day before. It was Thursday, because it was a live where it was like all like you had to be angry faces and you couldn't say anything nice.
I missed that. Damn it.
So Chronicles of the Shady actually told Nunya, F you for calling me a unisimp. And so that is what I think inspired this video, because it's called at Queen Bee lies about me being mad because of Unirock still, and I got to tell at Good Nunya, F you, laughy face. So definitely check that out. She just posted it almost just about an hour ago, so definitely give her those views, because
oh yeah, see, I didn't understand the whole background to it, but it makes sense, more sense now. But to be straight up, like honestly, half of the shit that I hear, I don't know what people are talking about. Despite everyone thinking I'm involved in all this shit, I don't even know who half of these people are at all. I mean, I don't know where they came from or what they represent or none of it.
Hey Willow, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, Willow?
Okay, so Jenny said someone brought it up on the bees the other day. It's been said so many times now, people believe it. Well, to be fair, people take everything at face value on these streets. It's absurd. Yes, they do. And we're actually gonna talk about that a little bit, I think, because we're gonna talk about some comments that have been made.
Yes, I mean, I think this is long overdue as well.
Kind of like what the celebrities do with, like, you know, the mean comments, and then they kind of read them and talk about them. Let's see.
Yeah, where should we start? I hope everyone's doing good out there. It's another rainy day out here in California.
Yeah, it's pretty cold here, although it's not as cold as other places. But currently, I'm just going to look at, it's 12 degrees, and it feels like -2, and we have snow flurries.
Yeah, pass on that. I mean, it's 58 degrees here, and I have a hoodie on. I feel chilly.
Oh, Remy, you're so funny. Have I been stalking comments again?
No, this is more like a compilation, a greatest hits of the last couple of weeks. Like,
I feel like there's like two people who are just
cuckoo.
I wouldn't say cuckoo, but like just feeding off each other, and like they just keep talking. Like, I don't get it.
I am beyond, like, I've moved through the whole idea of being like mad at them or wanting to like even respond. Now it's just entertainment. I really am. Some of it is so fucking funny. I had you know, the last couple weeks I had an opportunity to show some of this stuff to my real life friends, and family members, and everyone has the same opinion. Like these people are out of their minds, and they all urge me to like just erase your shit, stay out of it. But I mean, if I do that, they win. So I'm just gonna get through this comment thing here today, and then hopefully we can focus on bigger and better things in the future.
For sure. And Gina Marie, hello, says, I subscribe to everyone. Somehow I managed to get through these last few months without knowing what's going on. Laugh out loud. I kind of get it, but I'm a rogue sub. Well, sometimes it's good to be rogue.
I think rogue for the win, actually. I mean, what are your options to fall in line and do what the medium-sized mediocre channels tell you to do? I'm not going to do that.
And Pookie, I actually have some of your comments weren't deleted because I was going through today because I saw your email saying, did you see my comments? So I was like, let me go take a look. And some of them are still there. So not all of them were deleted, but I'm guessing, the good ones were. Yeah, Crystal, mean comments on YouTube? Never.
Well, I mean, I've been wanting to do this for a while, but I just don't have the means to put it together, computer wise. But Emmy had time today to help compile them. But I mean, we started like compiling them, and then we realized, fuck, like, okay, there's 600 comments. Like, we just have to pick the most entertaining ones, I guess.
And it was hard to pick which ones. And again, context matters. But in some of them, I had to like cut some of them out because some of them had like 60 replies or 40 replies. And it's kind of like, okay, you have to kind of cut it up a little bit.
Well, basically, if you go through any of In Their Own Words videos or, any video that references you and I, if you just go into the comments and then scroll to the ones that has the most, the most amount of replies, that's these two crazy ladies going ham in the comments. Usually, in most cases, and every once in a while, like another third or fourth person joins in, but it's just a handful of them.
And I saw True Texan here, KDB. I see Laura's in chat.
Hey, what's up, Laura? True Texan. Steph B is here.
Hey, awesome. Steph, how's the parents? I hope they're doing well. I think about you and your parents every so often.
Oh, we're getting to it, Cheese. Don't worry. We're going to get right into it here. And I'm sure that, just before the criticism starts, oh, these are just subs and they're protected. Fuck no, they sure aren't. I mean, if you say these type of things about somebody, then you're not protected at all. And in fact, you should be highlighted. And in fact, that's what we're about to do.
Yes. And just for those who may have come in late, who are just listening, everyone has been unblocked. And I I'd asked Sinner, like, should we unblock people? And we agreed because that was part of the comments. I have to comment because I can't defend myself because they have us blocked. Well, nobody is blocked. Well, I shouldn't say nobody. Certain trolls are blocked, but everyone has been unblocked that was blocked.
Hey, what's up, Granny's watching? Glad you're here.
Granny.
I missed your nacho video yesterday, but I was in there for the first half of your live.
Oh, and I just saw she said, two crazy ladies? Do tell. Well, we are going to start with a couple of comments that are not related to these two ladies who are, feeding off each other, it seems.
And we're really using the word lady as loosely as humanly possible here.
Yes. So do you want to talk about these, Sinner?
Start it out. Go for it. Oh, I actually, yeah, I could start with this one since it's referencing me. Um, to do so flow crimes and fashion, Coco ducking fox.
Yep. So
Um,
it's
I
towards the
guess it
bottom.
starts. Oh yes, Queen Bee at Sinner. Have you beat up any women lately? No, Queen Bee, because I don't beat women, nor have I ever. In fact, the irony in that is you have. So maybe you should stop saying things about people that aren't true. So that's just the beginning. And basically, because she's such a medium-sized, mediocre person, um, people follow her lead, and we'll see that here.
And then the next one, and I have my cat next to it to help.
Generally, Jenny, yes, we are. Um, look out for those terroristic threats. Well, this one, she got me because whenever I was arrested one time, I was charged with that, but they dismissed those charges my first court date. So, again, this is in reference to my criminal record before they started releasing it and doxing me. So, this obviously is telling me that Queen knows that this is about to happen to me. So, again, Queen Bee, you're a dirty doxer. Let's just face it.
Yep. Okay, so this one again, Sinner, if you want to, I can read it. But if you want to kind of talk about the email, or I think it was an email you received from NWH.
Oh yes, NWH. Yeah, this is another little one of those turd channels that's just really obsessed with Emmy. And every once in a while me, but mostly Emmy. For a long time, all their videos were just Betty. So that tells you what's going on here. They were the ones that posted my arrest record on their community post. Um, just out of the blue. I don't know who they are. Never had any positive or negative interaction with them, personally or publicly at all. Um, so it was real strange to me that someone was doing so, pretty gnarly to post someone's fucking arrest record. Yeah, had anyone just asked me, like I've always said, I would have told them. But they went ahead and did that, and they kept the video for quite a while. And then they sent me this random email. I think Emmy has it, but I don't want to get in the business of showing emails. Um, long story short, they sent me this long legal sounding email that said, "Oh, I thought it was a good idea to post your private information, but I'm taking it all down. Things have changed. I have no idea what they're fucking talking about or what their angle is in trying to, whatever they're trying to, publicly disgrace me or humiliate me or whatever their intent is. It's weird. So I just didn't say anything. I let it go, and then here we are after they sent me that email saying they're going to stop doing that. They posted this.
Yep. So
Peggy starts it out. The fact that he said he wanted to fight a toothless C word makes me question his makes me question his service big time. Again, questioning whether or not I was in the Marines. Of course I was, and these people just won't fucking stop with this shit. And not enough patience to be a painter. Again, I produce art for a living. Kiss my ass. I remember when someone in the chat asked if he signed paintings, and he got really angry. Again, I remember that. They can't get anything right. It's fucking embarrassing. And then No Wire Hangers. This is the brilliant genius of that channel that I was speaking of. Also, the person that posted my my private information on their community page, and no one spoke up against it. Queen Bee, all those people, it was fine. If it happened to them, they'd still be live about it. But anyways, this is after they sent that. It wasn't quite an apology. It just said, "I'm taking your shit down. I'm no longer going to use that against you." And this one is No Wire Hanger speaking to Peggy. You will be interested to know that one of the charges that I did not post was arrested provided by Ellie with false identification, which led him to 45 days in jail. Okay, again, they can't get their facts straight. There was a false identification charge, but these things, whenever you piss a cop off bad enough and you're in trouble, they stack charges. I don't have to explain this to people, but it's a fact. I kept asking myself, what United States Marine would feel the need to lie to Ellie about who they are? definitely raise an eyebrow. Like, what? How does she equate my service in the Marines with any type of arrest that I've had? It's crazy. I mean, but I mean, this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is just the beginning.
Mhm.
Before we go any further, I do want to clear something up about. Actually, no, I can get to that. I think I'll have a chance to.
Okay. Okay. So here's where we get into some of the comments about not only Sinner, but also myself. And I found this one very interesting. And I started with this because, and unfortunately, I forgot to hit read more so I could get the whole comment. But this is Davis fam, because I know she's probably listening, counting how many times her YouTube handle's being said.
I just want to quickly welcome in Grandma Cherry and AMAC.
Yes.
Welcome aboard.
Oh no, AMAC, no notification, and I didn't even tell you. I'm sorry.
She's usually the one that tells me what's going on, or tells you what's going
on. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to thank AMAC personally for all the trooping she does. She's a great mod and has a fun channel. Everybody go sub up.
Yes. And feel free to drop your links, AMAC and Grandma Sherry, and any other links that you feel you want to drop. Works for us. So it says, I made a comment that Sinner uses vile and abusive language towards women in another creator's comment section. That's what has them turn on me. The last live they did, my YouTube handle name was mentioned over 150 times.
No, it wasn't.
So I, of course, went to, our last live. So I'm going to share that quickly. And I have the Chrome extension where I can search, right? And for some reason, we don't have a transcript. I'm trying to figure that out. I don't like that there's no transcript, but I searched, okay? And actually, I have to fix this, but Davis fam with a space was mentioned twice in chat. Twice, right?
That's just a little short of 150 times.
And so let me put it together. Oh, well, how about that? It's still only 2 times. So unless, and actually, let me scratch that. That would mean, because we don't have a transcript, and I'm trying to fix that, that would mean that someone would have to watch our video and count how many times Sinner or I said Davis fam. And I can guarantee you, well, let me not say that because allegedly I'm a liar. I can probably bet we didn't say it 150 times.
No, I guarantee it. Maybe the F word. Maybe the F word I've said 150 times in a live, and none recently. But I mean, this is just to point out how ridiculous these people are. And I mean, so I missed who said it, but somebody said in the comments that people just like mimic and exaggerate and run wild. And I totally agree with that. I've been guilty of it myself. But what these particular handful of people are up to are just like a complete smear campaign. I mean, I feel bad for them at this point because it's just, I said some negative things about her because that was my opinion, and then I just pretty much left it, and she just keeps going, and hopefully people can notice. Okay, literally, Davis fam has proved Sinner's point that she's a fucking asshole and just won't stop with her bullshit. I mean, that's all I'm trying to relay here. I'm not saying that I'm not an asshole. I'm saying she is as well.
And again, that was 2 days ago, right? And I did screenshot these just before the live today. So these dates or days are legitimate. So then Miss Peggy says, they are both obviously unwell. I imagine, quote, Emmy has a strange past, in my opinion. And then
Ooh, a
I
strange
don't know
past.
what that is, a police officer or what.
Right, you're able to be a high school teacher.
Oh, we're going to get into some of those comments.
Or you know what it could be? You could have been like an international spy, and this is just your the life the government set up for you afterwards. But I mean, you couldn't do that because you're a liar, right? I mean, you even lie to me.
Yeah. Oh, we'll
So
get
I
to
don't.
that too.
They really
Um,
lack continuity in their opinions of us.
yeah. Orion says they watch too many Lifetime movies. Possibly. And then 5 days ago, so again, this is not part of that thread. Again, some of it is not going to be in context because it just was too much. And this kind of goes along with the comment that Sinner had read prior. I don't believe anything that Sinner has said about himself anymore. The art, the military service, nothing at this point. Eyeball, eyeball, eyeball.
Peggy, Peggy, Peggy. What? Why are you so obsessed with my shit? Like I don't even brag or push around the fact that I was in the military. The only reason I talk about it mostly is if it comes up in conversation and it's fucking relevant, or if I'm asked about it. I wouldn't even be talking. You wouldn't be commenting like this if you people didn't question it to begin with. You goofy asshole. Like, let's just face it. And I mean, I have a great memory, Peggy. I do recall. I hope she's in here. Is she going to come in here?
I don't know. I
Um,
haven't seen anybody.
well, they're all welcome here today because I mean, if they have a
Yeah.
point to prove, they're welcome to try. Um, but I remember Peggy saying that I don't know who it was in her family, but someone very close to her in her family was also a Marine. I'm not sure if it was a grandfather or father, but I would urge Peggy, if that person that was a Marine or is a Marine in your family, I urge you to walk up to them and fucking ask them, how would you feel about some crazy YouTube sugar mama woman claiming that you weren't in the Marines? Like, I bet you he'll explain to you how wretched of a fucking thing that is to do, lady. Really. I mean, it's just unacceptable. Moreover, it doesn't matter whether you believe me or not. I'm not here to prove myself to you. My friends and family know who I am.
And Mickey, you actually do make a little bit of an appearance in the comments because that is something that I'm also going to address is the teachers union. Also, when we get to that, well, actually, I'll save that for when we get to that because, yeah.
Someone mentioned AMAC said I did say their opinions on me changed. For instance, Peggy just a few weeks ago was defending my art in other threads, and just recently in another live, she commented, "I don't like Sinner, but I bet he has a big dick." Like, I
Oh
mean,
God, I forgot about that one.
I mean, I don't understand what the fuck is wrong with that one in particular. And after today, no more attention for her. But I mean, she's thinking about my junk. She's thinking about my dreaming of me in a fucking Marine Corps uniform. Like the whole thing is just way too much, you know. And I don't even think she's the main instigator. Obviously, Davis Sam is, but now they're just like in a piggyback party. Want to get rid of that can't in the chat?
The what? Oh yes.
Can you paint, bruh? Yeah, bruh, I could paint. Losers.
Oh, AMAC beat me. And Chronicles of the Shady, welcome. We were actually talking about you at the beginning of the stream because your video was great. I actually didn't know a lot of what was in there, so thank you for that.
Same here, all news to me.
Okay, so
yeah, Willow said sadly, some creators force people to bust out their W2. I'm never going to do that for these people. It's never going to happen. I know that whole shit with Unirock. They were trying the same shit with him, and this is no alliance or I don't know anything about that mostly. I was over at Rabbits for that, but just this is what they do. If it's a man, they must be bad to women. Of course, I've said nasty shit to women, but it's the you have to think about who I'm saying it to. I'm saying it to nasty ass people. I'm not saying it to respectable people. These aren't women that are going to babysit your children that I'm talking crazy to. They deserve it because they serve it. They deserve it. It's what it is.
And I feel like if you don't want to be addressed, why are they continuing to make comments incessantly? And I get it, they're coming after me now. It's fine. I'm not going to respond. I mean, because I'm responding now, but in comments I'm not going to respond. And
Yeah, I've since stopped myself.
thank you, Queen Bella. I appreciate that. And I love your avatar.
Thank you, Christy T, for that. It's kind of you to say.
Lacey
But
Ian, that's a good point.
I would totally get it if I came on here and I had an Eagle Globe and Anchor as my avatar and I spoke as the authority on all guns and war fighting and weapons. Believe me, I've had plenty of opportunity to do that, but I don't do that. I'm not that guy. I am proud of my military service, but I'm not going to shove it down your throat. However, I absolutely refuse to let low lives, take that part of who I am and discredit it. They have enough real shit. They have my arrest records. I mean, isn't that enough? Like, why do they have to discredit the good things that I've done?
Yeah, because it's against their agenda. And Chronicles, thank you for that. I didn't watch the videos that NWH made, but reading the comments, I realized that it clearly was not correct. So I actually am going to be addressing some of that. But maybe I should watch it because Shady said they cut that clip off of you, Emmy. I clipped and could tell. Yeah, I didn't watch them, but I did read the comments.
Oh, those videos are, I mean, it's like they're directed by a serial killer. They're so grimy and they're so chopped up and out of context. It's wild. But I mean, I was warned about this. The fact of the matter is, even if everyone loved us, and there would still be little shitbag channels making hit pieces on us because I mean, if you make enough noise and you're speaking enough truth, they're gonna come for you. And this is not a conspiracy thing. This is just the way human beings work. So they could take their shots, but they're missing.
And Mickey, no, you should not. You are appreciated.
I didn't see what Mickey said.
Mickey said, should I zip it?
No. No, I've seen Mickey. I've seen Mickey in there being one of the only ones speaking sense to these people in some of these threads.
Yep. And Willow says, I've been extremely chivalrous since I've been here. Didn't get me anywhere. When they love you, what a great guy. When you're no longer holding their purse, why are you in female drama? Yay, equality.
Willow knows, and like I have to be more. I always show love to Willow, and I don't know him for shit. Just to be again, I'm being accused of doing back channel shit with him. I don't know the dude from a hole in the ground. I know him a little better now because I listen to his lives attentively because I like the way he does shit. He's absolutely right, and I'm so happy that there's another dude around here because I mean they do the same thing to any dude that's outspoken. They dump the same cliche shit, on them, see what sticks. They're pretty good at this. They're real shitty people and they're real good at being shitty people. That's just what it is. And I realize that I make noise and I may be costing somebody some money, right? That's what it comes down to. If I wasn't bothering people's income, they wouldn't pay no attention to me. But because I speak truth and they lie, they're going to lose a few bucks and then I become a target. But I welcome it.
And AMEC, yes, I know that you're joking with testicle. Yes. I know they're not blocked, but apparently they always think they're blocked. So
Yeah, everyone's unblocked.
yeah, well, testicle in every chat, they're like, "Am I blocked?"
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
I used to do that, but I realize when I see other people do it, I'm like, ugh, it's not a good look.
So this one was from 2 weeks ago, and this again had to do with, this was actually from the In Their Own Words video, one of their videos. And so Miss Peggy says, I agree with you, Granny, when you disagreed with Sinner saying, quote, everyone who is going after Emmy never liked her in the first place, end quote. Absolutely untrue, Sinner.
And here, I mean, I wasn't trying to be argumentative. Again, look who I'm talking to, but I just had to prove my point. From my point of view, Big Bad Queen Bee hates Emmy, hates me. So behind the scenes, or even just overtly says that her channel is trash, we're trash, and it's motivating people to unsub and to not come to the lives. I mean, that's interesting how that works, because for some reason they they believe that she's not a liar and up to no good, but Emmy is. That's how fucking bizarre this situation is. So that's that. So I just replied, well, you must at least that wait, you must again. Well, you would have to at least admit that many people are, just because someone wants them to. That's me implying that if Big Bad Queen doesn't like a channel, then that channel takes a hit. That's just a fact. That's what it is. So that's me. And Peggy saying that's not true. It's all because of Sinner. And I'm like, well, I don't think so.
And then, tag team comes in. At Sinner, when are you going to admit you lied about my, quote, weird, dark, scary emails? You always want to point fingers about people lying or doing things for their leader. Are you doing things for your, quote, leader by lying for her? Make it make sense, or man up and apologize for it. Or show the emails. It's really that simple, sir.
Oh,
Then,
she called me sir.
Again, right after, at Sinner, you don't get that people are losing respect for Emmy because she sits there, and lets you scream and rant and be vile while she giggles. And now she's caught in lies and is just avoiding the apology that is needed for it. No one knows Emmy's true intentions with the email address. So be it. Again, this is alluding to the C&D, which I am not going to apologize for. And I want to know, Davis fam, because I did email you at your Davis fam email asking you what lies I'm telling. And then you responded by saying, don't contact me again, or I'll add a third cease and desist to your pile.
Mm-hmm.
And you continue to say I am a liar. You are very much supporting NWH, trying to prove I'm a liar. So please tell me what I'm lying about, and what is Bash going to tell the world about me? That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, well, fuck that lady too. But I want to address Cammy's comment. Why don't you just ignore them? We're past that, Cammy. Sorry, we're well past ignoring.
We're gonna ignore them after this, but we just
yeah. This
have
is a summary. Yeah, this is simply a summary of why they're some of the biggest douchebags on YouTube. And then after this, hopefully, I'll go back to ignoring.
I'll be ignoring.
I'm not ignoring shit. I look and watch everything every time I have time to, so I'm not ignoring anything. You can't ignore these cockroaches because they'll start building nuclear bombs against you in the darkness.
But then again, okay, so be it. But lying about the content of the prior emails that, quote, sparked the need for her to send a lame-ass C&D, that needs addressed. Maybe people would learn to trust her again if she owned up what she's doing. Just a thought from someone who is getting bombarded by emails with hundreds of people thinking this.
Just like the 150 times that we mentioned her in our last live, right? So this is hundreds now, multiple hundreds of people, right? That's at least
And
200. At least 200 people, she's saying, have emailed her.
And
That's not.
what am
There's
I
no way
doing?
that's true.
She owned. They would learn to trust her again if she owned up what she's doing.
What are you doing, Emmy?
What am I doing? I asked you to stop talking about me, and clearly, because you're so intimidated, you continue to talk about me, which now I'm going to just use it to my entertainment.
Yeah, because it is funny. I mean, at first it was like, nobody wants to hear that people hate them, especially when it's like a misunderstanding or just completely false what their idea of you. But again, these handful of goofies just keep. It is a little bit flattering. I mean, they are obviously obsessed, like in the truest way. So at the end of the day, when I get home and I start looking at this shit, it is pretty entertaining. But just stick to the facts. You could talk shit on me without lying and calling Emmy a liar. It's just weird.
Yeah, because they want to show that I'm a liar, which, I mean, okay. Oh, and because I stuttered. Okay, I know a lot of people who stutter. It doesn't mean they're fucking liars. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, Queen Bee makes fun of how people speak as well. It's gross. Like people that do that, especially on their own channel, on their own platform, if they're going to mock how someone speaks, it's cringe as fuck. That's what it is.
Hope Norum, I am so glad you are here because I did see the comments because I am not on Twitter. I have people send me screenshots who are on Twitter, and I don't use it. What I didn't realize is that Twitter or X, they don't delete your account immediately. There's like a grace period or whatever. But no, I haven't used my Emmy Headstone account since July. I was only using Headstones and Headlines, which I've deleted both of them. So yes, she does continue to tag me on Twitter because she thinks I still have my account to be nosy, which she's tagging Headstones and Headlines, not Emmy Headstone, first of all. And she's also tagging Sinner with some made up @ name. But yes.
I had no idea. I don't even have Twitter.
Yeah.
I got rid of that months ago. In fact, I got rid of that the day Aileen tried to friend me on Instagram. I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah. So yes, I did see your questions, Hope, and I saw her responses. And no, I do not use Twitter. I do not at all. And I believe it's maybe a week. I can't remember the date, but end of January, my accounts will be gone because it takes some time for Twitter to actually do it.
Chris B's asking, did you send Davis Fam a C&D?
Yes, it's true, and I've admitted that.
Yeah, the whole last live was about that, bro.
That's all right. They might not have been here.
It was sent to her because she's a fucking asshole and wouldn't stop being a weirdo. That's basically what it. And again, Chris B, we covered it last time we spoke, but I wouldn't send a C&D. I think they're stupid and useless, really. But Emmy chose to do that, and after seeing all the crazy shit that Davis Fam has been posting and the Twitter stuff, I think she should have gotten it. Now, my opinion on that has changed. I've gotten C&Ds sent to me as well from YouTubers signed by their YouTube name, and I just laughed at it. I think it's hilarious. But it's basically like an official way to tell someone to fucking shut their mouth because they're out of line. It's a precursor to litigation, which I don't think Davis Fam's going to get sued. That would just like be the highlight of her existence if she got all that attention.
And KDB says she started another Twitter account January 2024 as well. I don't know
Oh,
who
boy.
you're talking about, because I was trying to follow in the comments, but I didn't see who that might have been. Or you were probably responding to something Sinner or I said, and I wasn't looking at my phone at the time.
Generally,
Yeah.
Jenny doesn't agree with the C&D. I don't particularly either, but I
Yeah,
mean, it's not for me
each
to
their
say,
own.
Yeah.
But it was okay for, Davis
Yeah, I
fam
mean,
to say that she was going to add to my pile.
yeah, that's a
I
threat.
mean,
Like, she was threatening to send a C&D. Like, the thing is, I don't know what her end game is, or what does she want from me? What does she want from Emmy? Does she want attention? She already got it. After today, it ends, though.
KDB. Thank you. Okay.
I mean, I'm finding the more I dig, into like this person's posts and shit, like it's pretty dark, and this is basically what they always do. I didn't recognize it, when Emmy was heavy covering Betty, and I saw Davis fam around, but I mean, this took a turn for the worse quick, and it escalated, and it's all on Davis fam's shoulders.
All right, so moving on. Okay, so now this is still 2 weeks ago. And this was again on NWH's, I don't know if it was a community post. I'm thinking it was a community post, not a video. Honestly, I don't know. But they tag Sinner. That's a lie, Sinner. Keep it up. So then Davis says, at the Sinner, you mean you're busy trying to concoct something to make it look like you're not the liar you are. Sounds about right. Peggy says, Sinner, okay, I'll wait. Oops. Peggy says, I was wondering the same thing, Davis. Davis responds, the Sinner, better yet, forward the entire email trail to Burnt Toast so she can compare it with what I have sent her. That way, it will be obvious if I deleted one. Seems like a non-interested and trusted third party would be the best to review both submissions, because I know you're lying your ass off.
Okay, let me speak on this. So this is a clear indication, and there are other things that lead me to believe this. So Davis fam is trying to garnish Burnt Toast attention to get Burnt Toast, more interested in taking Emmy's channel down the same way that Queen Bee is, right? And we all know Burnt Toast's loyalty to Queen Bee. So this is a fucking problem. If Davis fam is presenting false and fictitious information to Burnt Toast to try to garnish some kind of favor, or to try to rile Burnt Toast up to have her come after Emmy and I, that is some of the shadiest shit ever. And I mean, what do you say, BTM? Just a mod, huh? Just a mod? A little more than just a mod.
Just a sub?
Just a sub, yeah. Just a little old sub, huh, BTM? They're protected. They should be safe. So right here, she's trying, and Burnt Toast is nobody's dummy. But I mean, I honestly don't trust anybody at this point. So keep it up, Davis fam. There you go. What are you up to there? A trusted third party. Like, you're way too invested in this. Again, what is it that you want exactly?
Mr. Nobody says she left me a message about you, then deleted it. So I'm not sure if you're talking to me or Sinner.
Hey, it's probably both of us. Or
hey, Crime with a K.
So obviously, this lady has a vendetta. I don't know what she wants, other than attention. And after today, I'm not giving it to her anymore. At least I'm going to try not to. I'm not going to promise anything, because I'm sure that'll get used against me as well. But for now, my intent is to leave this sleeping dog lie after this. So the ball's in her court.
And Lori, yes, I did email back and forth with Burnt Toast. She did reach out to me. I responded, and I was not going to share emails because I've said I will not do that, and I won't. And
Well, I will say that David's fam has reached out and tried to provide other creators with false information, spurring those creators to send emails to ask questions. Those questions have been answered. David's fam, you look like a damn fool.
And I wish Davis fam was here because she is now unblocked and she can defend herself. Same as Peggy.
Yeah, she's welcome today only.
All right, so then next, again, okay, so this one was on In Their Own Words video. Little Mink says, now count how many times Dinner and Laura mention Be Tim and Queen Bee. Hypocrite. Sinner responds, right, I'm on panel or live with Emmy just a few days per month. Tim sits over there at least 4 days a week for 4 to 6 hours. You can't honestly be so dim to get math that wrong. Silly goose. Laughy face. Little Minx responds, Sinner, you have been on every panel shouting their names, Granny's, Laura's, and Emmy's. You all over these streets acting up, silly goose. Laughy face.
Who the fuck is okay? Little Minx. It's not true. I think if you read my comment just above, it says I'm just a few hours in my whole month is spent online speaking. The whole month. So I mean, you could probably get 6 whole hours out of the whole month overall. In that particular week, I went up and spoke on Granny's, sure, because B Tim was up there telling fallacies. So I had to go at least try to get him to shut his fucking mouth, and he did, and he just said ad hominem 50 times and then went back to the hive like he's some type of hero, like he won a fight. He didn't. He didn't win anything. Actually, I'm not sure if he won or not. I'm still waiting on Mr. Nobody. But that is in reference to Mr. Nobody made videos, like nice, cool animated videos of the argument that I had with him. And that was on Granny's panel. And then a few weeks before that, I was up on Laura's panel, sure. So those are 2 panels. Every panel? No. 2 panels? Yes. So the implication from Little Mix is that I'm running everywhere and doing this, and I'm just not. Simply not true.
And Lori, to answer your question, in regards to disclosing emails, Lori says if it would clear the air, why not? Because I've said I won't do it, and I'm not going to.
Yeah, I mean, we've discussed this privately and in public. It's just the second we share any emails, it's going to be like, look, they're sharing emails, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a slippery slope, and no, thank you.
Yep, and it's just not me. If they want to share my email, then by all means they can share my email, but I'm not going to. So getting back to and so that one we're done with. Okay, so again, this is on the same video of In Their Own Words. Google is watching says why. Like I said on another comment, will showing how many times Sinner or Laura mention QB or B Tim negate the fact B Tim mentions Laura a lot? Answer, no. Davis comes in, laughy face, right? But they will try to gaslight everyone onto thinking that is somehow different. I say try, because trust me, what does Simper always say? Pay attention. It will all be clear soon. There's more to come, and be patient. Be patient, Sinner. There's more to come, laughy face. It's really not hard to show Sinner's obsession with saying the word Queen Bee over and over and over and changing the subject to her constantly. It's sad, actually. I mean, shouldn't he be focusing on, and again, I forgot to hit read more, so I don't know what else is said.
At the end of that, she says, shouldn't he be focused on his girlfriend, referring to you? Again, this is crazy. And she's implying, again, that there's more to come, like she's threatening me. Go ahead, Davis fam. Keep it up. She says that she's a victim in all this, and here she is fucking threatening me. That's crazy. And I don't feel threatened, by the way. The anger is turned into entertainment at this point.
And I just saw a comment from Willow I wanted to
Yeah, sorry, I walked away from my screen here.
Now where did it go? Oh, here it is. They do it on purpose. Where's the receipts? Whips out email. They're leaking DMs. Exactly. It's a
That's it exactly.
catch-22, and I'm not going to share them, because if they want to share them, they can share them.
No,
Davis
no, but
fan has all the emails. Our
also, I
host
mean,
has
what?
the email.
Yeah, what makes me happy about this is they're like, you have to do something, and I say, no, I fucking don't. It's that simple, and they just have to deal with it. They don't get to tell people what to do. That's what they misunderstand. Fucking goofballs. Imagine a world where you go around just telling strangers what to do.
Yep. And then Little Minx responds, Google is watching. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Show all sides or don't show any. Otherwise, this channel looks obsessed. And I've been called obsessed as well, which we'll get to shortly.
I'm obsessed with rock and roll and the truth. That's it.
Yeah, Chronicles, I don't understand either. Yeah. Don't get it. Okay, so that brings us up to this week. So that was 2 weeks ago. So that's kind of where it started, right? It was started on New Year's Eve. And so now we're at 6 days ago. And these are comments from 2 different videos and community posts. So 6 days ago, Miss Peggy says, looks like Emmy and Sinner's channels are tanking big time, eyeball. Davis says, right? Peggy responds, Davis fam, have they addressed the lie that they said about you yet? I'd like to know what that is. I know in their live.
What it is.
Okay, I know that in their live yesterday, Mama Bear was very mad at Sinner, saying that he lied about her making a comment that she did not. When asked to show proof of her statement, Sinner refused to do so. And then there's like, there must be police officers. I don't know what those are.
I actually know. Yes. Was it Mama Bear? Is that what it was? Mama Bear 2222?
Yes.
Was it? Yes. I am sorry. I fucked that up. There's so many different Mama Bears and Mama of 8 and all these different names that there was one woman who I mistook for Mama Bear 2222 last week.
And it started with Mama. So
yeah. No, I mean that was an absolute fuck up. I apologize, and I saw her in. It doesn't matter. I saw her in another chat, so hopefully I get a chance to square up with her because I feel bad about that. So they are onto something, but it also tells me like how closely they're paying attention to every fucking syllable. Like I can make fucking mistakes too, and I really thought that was her in chat, and the person that I thought she was in fact saying nasty things about me. So yeah, they got me there, but this is me saying yes, I made a mistake and I'm sorry for it. I was mistaken and I should have paid closer attention. But y'all can still kiss my ass.
yeah. All right. So going back. Oh crud! Hold on, y'all. What the heck did I just do? Holy moly. Okay. Okay. So then Davis says, Peggy, she expressed she's not going to show any receipts regarding the issue about me. She said people can think she's a liar. I mean, I know, and she knows she's a liar. Shrug, 100%. Peggy responds, good grief. How absolutely cruel they both are, with 4 eyeballs.
What, cruel?
Yes, apparently.
How are we cruel? Like this is how abstract these people's minds are. I mean that cruel. Like we're imposing, harm upon someone. It's so fucking gross, man. Their choice of words. I mean, I guess that's what people like them do.
Okay, so it continues. Oh, and I'm sorry, this is out of order. This was 2 weeks ago. But it kind of goes along with, you know, so Davis says, everyone knows what they're up to. Trust me. I get a lot of emails and DMs on this Emmy, or I'm sorry, scratch that. Trust me. I get a lot of emails and DMs on this drama Emmy caused. Okay. She continues. My inbox
Yeah.
is flooded with people that no longer trust her, and a few creators have taken her wrench, and some have even blocked her from chatting in streams because she can't be trusted. So clearly, Davis is like the insider
Yeah,
of
yeah,
all
exactly.
insides.
If only her fucking brain was flooded with common sense. Maybe some like reasoning, or her thought computation is either broken or she's just like an all-out asshole. So like I would feel terrible if I'm just saying this person is an asshole, if there's just if there's something wrong with them, because there may be, who knows.
So
Seems like
then,
something's up.
yeah. Oh, and Testicle coming in with the ad hominy. All right.
Ad hominy.
So then, where did I leave off? Oh, here. So then NWH comes in and says they absolutely do, Peggy, but neither one of them has the balls to do it. Emmy hides and Sinner runs around lying to put out her fires along with his own. They are both pathological liars. Period.
I don't fucking lie. I mean, this is wild. It just keeps getting better. I just want to remind everyone that the drama and the chaos that I created is simply saying that Queen Bee is a turd and her channel is a joke. That's where it all started. Had I never said that, in a world where I liked Queen Bee's channel and liked going to that, that panel situation, and liked how shitty all of those people are, if I supported them and I supported their bullshit, they would love me. If I was a member and I was up there supporting B Tim's little, whatever he's got going on, they would really love me. But the fact is, I don't support them because I don't believe in what they stand for and what they do to people, right? So that's the problem that people have with me. So instead of just owning up to that, they're just picking apart my entire existence. I still feel exactly the same way about that shitty channel, though. That's the thing. You're not accomplishing your goals. You're floundering.
Oh, let me get rid of that comment because it's hiding the bottom one. Okay, so then Peggy responds, OMG, he does seem to be in damage control mode. Sounds like PJ running around putting out Dolly's fires. At Mom.
I don't know what that's a reference to.
Yeah. Oh, PJ is Dolly's girlfriend.
So I'm like Dolly's girlfriend. See, it's too abstract for me to.
So you're
to
like
really...
PJ running around putting out my fires, right?
I didn't.
Like
what fires? What
I
fires?
don't know. Apparently, I'm on fire.
There are no fucking fires. That's what I'm saying. She must be referencing like when I went on Granny's whenever they were talking about the C&D and argue with B Tim, right? Was that my damage control? I didn't bring my fire extinguisher, so I guess I was ill prepared.
Yeah, and I was at work, so I couldn't. I mean, so it would be kind of hard to put out my fire when I wasn't even there. Just saying.
Well, that's a good point by Mr. Nobody. I think, like I said, I ruffled the wrong feathers right out the gate. As soon as I decided to speak up and I felt I was right, I still do. I did speak up and I got put in a position where, I was gonna be a target. I'm fine with that. Just stick to the facts. What was Mr. Nobody's last comment? I missed it. I was gonna.
Where did it go? Oh, here. They think leaving rude comments is going to accomplish something. I just laugh and laugh when they leave me comments.
Oh no, it was the one before that, but it doesn't matter. It's all good.
The one about putting out fires.
Oh yes, exactly. What fires?
What fires? This whole thing started with that new channel.
I mean, there were no fires of Emmys for me to put out. I was too worried about everybody like posting my past that I'm not so proud of, things I've been in trouble for online. And then of course they did that, and then they exaggerate the fuck out of it. So it's an impossible thing to win. So I'm just gonna just do what I do and just ignore them from here on in. After this, I mean, again, unless I have a reason to speak up, but I don't run around putting out fires. I didn't even run around trying to put my own fires out, you dumb asshole. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Peggy, what are you trying to say, and what do you want from me?
Jen. Yeah, stop, drop, and roll, Emmy. Oh, so Earth says, basically, Sinner, you are Headstone's mouthpiece. Instead of her correcting herself, you'll do it for her.
What? Okay, well,
Yeah, so I mean, no, Earth is just saying that's what
no,
they're
no,
alluding to.
no. I
Yeah.
get it. I understand what they're saying, but the fact is, I'm an artist, so I have more free time. I have more time, at home in the daytime than Emmy does because she's a fucking professional person and she's gone at work all fucking day long, 5 days a week. So,
Right.
I mean,
And the
if it's
lives go
perceived,
on when I'm not home.
yeah, and she's the homie. So the fact is, if someone's talking shit or saying things that aren't true about her, I could see why people can misconstrue me as being her mouthpiece. But believe me, it's not something that I'm eager to do. I hate when people lie about my friends, so I'm going to step up and fucking correct it. I would do the same for one of you if I heard them talking shit about you and I knew it wasn't true. I mean, that's just the dude I am.
And Chronicles, one thing, so apparently there may be more than one Peggy. This Peggy that's commenting as of late, their account, their channel, because you have a channel to comment, but their account was created mid-November of 2023. So unless the old Peggy created a new account, there could be more than one Peggy running around.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, I'm referring to the
Yeah.
comments on the screen. I don't give a fuck what Peggy that is. That we're talking about the comments on the screen.
Right.
But yeah,
So this Peggy is not cool.
there could, but I mean, really, the Peggy types in all caps. I don't know if you see what I see, but I mean, I don't want to get in the weeds with it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I mean, what Peggy it is that's writing it.
Okay,
Jones
so
and-
Mr. Nobody said if it's caps lock, it's Peggy.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Jones had said, "Uh-oh, more than one Peggy." It's good to see you, Joneson.
I know. I mean, it's easy to turn on the caps lock, but I mean, it's kind of annoying to type in all caps locks. Just saying.
I mean, I'm not the only one that's had this experience with her. Like at first, she liked me, and then she, then I saw her saying different places that she wasn't sure about me. It's all cryptic, you know what I mean? And now she obviously doesn't like me. But in any case, she does this to everybody. So at least I can feel part of the club. She's nice to people, and then she just hates them and swears them off.
And so then this mom, I don't know who mom is, but mom says, Davis, did Sinner invite you to email him, or did you email him without a request? Seems like you overstepped the mark. Harass creators, email them, tweet about them, find them in comment sections to further the abuse. You're an issue lady, get a life. And then mom says, at Sinner, you can't even comment on a channel without that creep Davis finding your comment and responding. She's scary. I have no idea who that person is.
Me neither. But later in that same thread, they accused that woman of being my actual mother or my girlfriend, and then they try to pick her apart as well. I mean, that's how pathetic they are. So whoever Mom 234 is, I mean, thanks for picking up on, observing what's happening there. But it's a lot. I mean, they follow me into places that have nothing to do with them, or me. You know what I mean? And anywhere that they're allowed to drop their stink, they drop their stink.
So, Mr. Nobody, these comments were all posted on NWH's videos and or community posts, or on In Their Own Words video. It was Obsessed Volume 1, I believe.
Yeah,
so it came from three different places.
There are a few from Granny's Watching live.
Oh yes, that's right. Granny's Watching as well.
Yes, it's I can't remember. It's just a few days ago, but it has C and D in the title of Granny's watching video.
Yes, and we are going to talk a little bit about the handwriting analysis, and that's actually where the title of this live came from, because
Yeah.
the name of the FBI handwriting analysis book is called They Write Their Own Sentences, and you can find it on Amazon. So, if
It's
you're
not cheap
interested,
either. It's like $80 book.
yeah.
It's an $80 book, and it's only like 58 pages long. I read it too. So now I'm a handwriting expert. Y'all in trouble?
So this is the same thread. Davis comes back and says, Mom, on his live stream, he said anyone can email him and ask him for a discussion. So I did. I was polite. I was direct in what I wanted to talk about. He publicly offered the invitation. Sinner, go ahead.
Well, let's be factual about that. That was a live that I was a little more animated, and I said I gave a shout out to the fucking asshole that wouldn't stop commenting about me, and I said I didn't say her name at all. I said that fucking maniac asshole that keeps commenting about me. If you want to get in contact with me and ask me questions, you're welcome to. And then less than an hour later, I got an email from her. I didn't even say it was her. It could have been any of 5 people. She just thought it was her. She made herself that person. So yes, I did prompt the asshole that wouldn't stop commenting about me to email me to try to work it out. But I realized quickly I was not going to get that grace because he's too far gone.
And Earth, I'm not sure what Earth was referring to, but she says, if that's the case, Sinner, I'm out of here. Laughy face.
I'm dangerous.
Okay, so then Sinner responded to Mom, I know it. I'm not responding. She's proving my point. Davis responds to Mom, well, he is publicly lying about me to thousands of peoples. So who is the creep? And I have a right to defend myself. So there's that. Here comes Miss Peggy. Davis, the fact that they are not addressing it on their shared channel ASAP is strange. I wonder what else they're lying about. Eyeball. Peggy says again to Mom, are you a friend of Sinner's? Maybe a girlfriend? ? Eyeball. NWH says Davis. He did, and he publicly displays his email and has told people to email him. Sinner thinks he's good at mind games. Poor thing. And then Peggy responds, this is getting creepier by the minute.
I agree. It's how creepy can it get? I mean, I at this point, I'm expecting one of these crazy bitches to knock on my front door. That's how fucking bizarre they are. I don't know what they're doing to. I actually went on one of their looked at their Twitter page, and their Twitter page is miraculously a town that I used to live in. Now I know that's not where they're from. So again, I think they're just trying to troll me in that way, but it's getting creepier by the minute. I agree.
Oh, and to answer your question, Cheese, Mickey says the 2024 Urban Dictionary is free on Kindle Unlimited.
Huh, Jenny has a good point. Maybe Peggy is a conglomerate of
yeah.
It could be. I mean, I think that's where my train of thought has gone in the way of in their own words channel. I don't think it's just one person. I have my reasons to believe that, but even if I figure it out, I'm not going to tell anyone. I won't even tell Emmy. Honestly, I don't want anyone to know who it is, because I think the reason we haven't seen videos from them in a little while is because maybe people are getting too close to who they are and they don't want to be blown up. Maybe they're not a fucking shitbag YouTuber like the rest of us, and they're just trying to point out some shit, and maybe they have something to lose. So I hate for them to be scared away by these vultures and these scoundrels.
Chronicle says, did you all know these people or talk to them personally before this? Davis has been was in my lives, specifically about Betty, and Peggy also used to come to my channel, but she got mad at me because I'm friends with Crimes and Fashion, and she believes Lisa made a meme about her.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak for you, but yeah, to make it more clear, Davis Fan was always around Emmy's channel. I mean, for a very long time, um, and that's how they emailed each other. Um, uh, Davis Fan was very interested in the anti Betty stuff. So I think a lot of this is also brought on by the fact that Emmy sort of like was forced by some other channels to take her attention off of Betty. See, I even get them mixed up because they're so similar. Um, Emmy was forced to take her focus off of Betty so much because other people were coming at her sideways. I mean, a lot of it had to do with me being around, um, but it's real clear what's happening. I mean, the wrong feathers have been ruffled, and they're trying to do a smear campaign. And I mean, I even if I have 450 subscribers roughly on my channel, not one video. Even if I had one subscriber, I'd be good with that. Like my whole self worth isn't built by numbers and persuading and influencing people. You know the way others are. That's not my game here. I want to get back to having fun. If it's the last thing I do.
Agreed. All right. So then this is again the same thread. Sinner tells mom bullseye. NWH responds to Peggy. Yes, Peggy, more games with S and E. Oh, Sinner and Emmy. They are attention hogs. Okay. Funny, you're the one giving us all the attention lately. So that's interesting. Now that I look back on it, the last 2 weeks. So this comment was 2 weeks ago, but the past 2 weeks, they've been giving us a whole lot of attention. So clearly, that makes no sense.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
24/7
just
attention.
stuttered again. I must be lying.
Oh, that's it. Well, I mean, Peggy probably figured out by your handwriting analysis that you
Oh
stutter
yes,
when you lie.
I'm deceitful. I'm mentally unstable.
Yeah, all that.
Pathological liar. Yeah, there's a lot.
Pathological, even. I mean, that's an extreme liar. That's like the worst kind, huh?
Oh, and so then Davis responds to NWH. He needs to realize Emmy isn't the only person with higher education degrees in the platform. Peggy responds, I feel another graphology analysis of Emmy's intro handwriting coming on. I finished it yesterday. Liars aren't good at arguing. Anybody else notice that? Question mark, eyeball. And actually, you know what? Let's since it was brought up, let me
I do have something to quickly say about that higher
Sure.
education thing. I realize now in listening to how obnoxious or arrogant I sounded when I was speaking about Emmy having 2 master's degrees, and that wasn't my intent. And I did listen to it back after a lot of criticism, and it did sound shitty. Most of my friends and family, a lot of them never even went to college, let alone graduate. What I was trying to my point, what I was trying to get across is it's funny to me that these some of them criminal people and people that just sit online talking this kind of shit about strangers it was surprising to me that they would have the balls to talk on someone who's like done really good things and had accomplishments. That's all I was trying to say. It wasn't to talk down to people that don't have a master's degree or who didn't even graduate college for that matter. I don't give a fuck. Some of the best people I know didn't. So that's not what I was trying to relay. All I was saying is, like, I was saying I was proud of knowing someone who's done something with their life that garnished 2 master's degrees, and now they're doing something great in raising or teaching the children of this country. So it was more of like I'm proud that there are people doing that, and in comparison to people criticizing her, that was what I was trying to point out.
And I was trying to find the email with the handwriting analysis comment, but I'm not having luck. So we'll have to save that for another time.
Triple Diamond Art says, Sinner, I'm going to facially analyze your lemon, man. Scary. Yeah, I really leaned into the lemon thing. I've been watching. I studied art history, so I've been watching YouTube videos about the symbology of lemons in paintings. And there's a lot there, believe it or not.
All right, so let me go back here. Oh, and this one's really small, so I can read this. I didn't realize I made it so small. So this goes to 4 days ago. Okay, so now this is again 4 days ago. Daz, who used to be a very strong supporter of us, is no longer, which is fine. This is where they start. This is on the short that NWH did in regards to my whether I was laid off or fired, and that I was lying about that.
I'm
stuttered.
Yeah, when I saw that video, I actually got a little bit excited because I realized how little, I mean, how petty they're being at this point. Oh shit! Hold on, I'll be right back.
Okay. Mr. Nobody says lemon a day keeps the scurvy away. Good to know. And really,
no.
Jenny? So Jenny says, I've been analyzing all the AI art being used recently, and it says some really dark stuff about everyone's psychology. Interesting.
Oh no, Jenny, don't pull that analyzing signatures on me.
Testicle, no, I do not wear braces. I've never had braces. No, I have not had braces. Or am I wearing braces?
Yeah, there's a couple. There's like a whole spawn of channels making videos about me, and I mean they're just rehashing the same criticisms that I always get. But yeah, I forgot about those when I read Jenny's comment. Some of the AI lemons that they made are so fucking creepy and gross. Like I honestly told Emmy, I was like, I feel like these are like serial killers. Like that's the quality of their videos. They're all chopped up and they don't really make any sense. I don't know. Not all clip channels are created equal, that's for sure.
Yeah. So now this one, again, 4 days ago, and this comment was pinned by NWH, so it was very important. And again, I forgot to hit read more. My bad. But we get the point. So it says, was she lying? So again, this is about me. Was she lying when she said she was pink slipped due to budget cuts, being the low man on the totem pole? Or was she lying back in May when she said she quit because they refused to tell her why they decided not to renew her contract? Let me first straighten this out. I never asked why I was not being asked back. I chose not to ask them. So let's get that straight. Makes no difference to me. Well, clearly it does because you're making this comment. Which, because one of the two conflicting stories out of her own mouth is a lie. Oh, I can hear it now. It was both. They refused to tell me. Then I found out later it was a budget cut. Budget cuts are the easiest, most appeasing rationale to soften the blow to the about to be canned. You know what? Hang on a second. I'm going to get the rest of this because I want to know.
They are writing a fucking romance novel right now.
I want to know what else that said.
Like I'm pretty familiar with your character. I talk to you all the time. So hearing this criticism of you is just, to me, it's really funny. But I realize that some people might actually believe it, you know?
A lot of people do believe it.
It's crazy.
Okay, so that's not the right one. Give me 1 second, y'all. Here it is. This is it. Okay. And just so that... So it says, budget cuts are the easiest, most appeasing rationale to soften the blow to the about to be canned employee that there is. So why would they refuse to tell her that? Caught in another lie. Spider web. Again, when they told me my contract was not going to be renewed, I chose not to ask them why. I chose to give my 30-day notice, and that's it. So, again, I'm not sure where they got that I asked them why.
Yeah. Well, the
I
thing
never
is,
did.
I mean, even just listening to you explain your private business to these people, it's like it gives me real pain in my stomach because who the fuck are these wretched ass douches to think they have the right to anybody's private information? Like, what are they doing over there? What makes them think that there's some type of authority? I mean, I hope they get the help that they need.
And so Peggy responds, bingo. Davis, I also remember that. And her saying all summer she wished she could just do YouTube and not return to teaching. Well, that is true. I did say that I would love to do YouTube if I had the means, but I need to work because I have bills to pay. So it's not that again, they're trying to create some narrative
Yeah, I mean,
that,
any of us would like to stop and do YouTube.
yeah,
Sorry, I didn't mean to step on you there.
no, it's all right.
They're creating a narrative that. What were you saying?
Honestly, I don't remember because now I'm looking at Mr. Nobody's comment.
Oh, sorry.
Where did it go?
I didn't mean to talk over you. I know they love when I do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is
Oh, here.
beyond just a couple of subs talking shit. This is way beyond that. You know, I can hear it now. Someone's going to strike up a live and come in with fake laughs and giggling and a gruff voice talking about, oh, it's the same shit every time. I'm not, I'm not here. I mean, I don't think we're here asking questions whether, hey, do you guys think this is cool or not? We're just telling you it's not cool. I mean, if you could see it for yourself. I'm not asking anyone if they like it or if they agree with me. I'm just saying what I see.
And Mr. Nobody says, I could care less. Fired, laid off. Who hasn't been fired from a job? Oh, we're going to get there, Mr. Nobody, because someone hasn't.
I've been fired from a bartending job. And I brought a trumpet player with me.
Yes, and Cami, I am still teaching. This is based on a video that they clipped together from when I talked about something that was, they clipped together a job I spoke about that I worked at nearly 20 years ago to my job that I left last May. So, and again, I probably should watch the video because the comments would probably make more sense. But yeah.
I remember that whole time. That's pretty much right around the first time I began listening to your channel.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, you were being vague about your private business more so at that point because they didn't drag it out of you into the streets like they've done. I don't understand why they want to know. I mean, why is it so imperative? Like they're creepy and it's obvious. My whole point at the beginning of this was saying, look, this person's creepy as fuck, man. Everybody pay attention to how creepy they are. And then they rebelled saying they're not. And them saying they aren't, they're proving my fucking point.
And Mr. Nobody has a good point. If they spent the time complaining and learned, if they spent the time complaining and learned how to use the computer better, they can make real content.
Right?
I think you meant if they spent less time complaining.
Yeah. Well, I think that's probably how in their own words came about. They were probably sitting around calling out these douchebags, trying to chant down these nasty ass creators that just get away with everything and are full of hypocrisy and racism. Now that racist woman's like a moderator on other channels now. She's getting more invites now. It's stranger by the minute. So, I mean, I think that's where they came about. They were probably stomping their feet and waving their fists in the air for long enough, and they were like, "Fuck, I have to make videos now because no one's listening to my comments or my words."
Yep. So getting back to this, after Davis says, she remembers when I said I could just do YouTube and not return to teaching, Peggy responds, I remember that too, Davis fam, bullseye, bullseye. Whistleblower, who I don't know, says, eek, now I feel like an arsehole for saying shit about her job. damn it, feelings. Ugh. I mean, if she acts like she does on here to other teachers and admin, could be the reason for budget cuts. I'm gotta stop being so rude. So again, I was like, what? And again, I probably should watch the video. But then Peggy comes back in and says, whistleblower. What is she lying about while on her job? Is she lying about her students to the school board and their parents? Probably. Eyeball.
You can't be dangerous. I mean, I'm the dangerous one. You have to,
So now, this is now 2 days ago. Captain says, so we're supposed to believe that all of her coworkers had a meeting because she was such a good worker, she was making them all look bad. Just wanted to make sure I got that right. LOL. Yeah, okay. LOL.
Oh, that's Cappy. She's a real
Yeah.
piece of shit too.
And so this is where I was like, oh my God. So the video is putting the job I had 20 years ago when I was in grad school with the job that I left this past May. Completely different jobs, different stories. So again, the comments are being based on a video that Chronicles of the Shady had said she could tell was clipped together, but it cut me off.
Sorry, I read Cheese's comment. It says, "Is it me or does Heels talk like Christopher Walken?" Christopher Walken. Yeah, there's some similarities there. Cheese, I tell you.
So then Grape Kool-Aid, who has not been, they have been very vocal. Budget
Vocal.
cuts, facepalm. Girl, read the room. If they're meeting behind your back and you get the pink slip, no wonder her and Simper are so compatible. Again, I was not pink slipped at the job where they were having a meeting behind my back.
It's going to take them 2 days to figure that out, even after you just told them that.
And the fact that I would find the clips, but I know what I said. Oh yeah. So then,
hold on, Chitty. That is Napkin up there talking about Emmy's work. Ain't that rich?
Yes.
That heifer is just like Queen Bee must be giving her cash to do the work that she does. I swear.
So then this was on the same post, but 2 days ago. Davis came in, and again, this is on, I don't believe this is on the same post. It could be, but I think I needed room, so I just put this here. Davis says 10 worths of body cam footage means she had them for all of BHB's arrests since 2013. Sounds like she's holding them for blackmailing in case, or should I say when, BHB files a suit against her. So for those of you who don't know.
Oh, you're a blackmailer too?
Apparently, I am a blackmailer. I had posted let me back up. So Blank Screen had posted in a video the police blotter that there were 2 calls made to Betty's address. So I did a public records request because it's public record. And
hang on one second, Emmy. Sorry, Kathy B says. Kathy B says that's not me. Oh, so it's a different Kathy. I got you. Sorry, I wanted to clear that up.
Oh, okay. Hey, Narcos Clips, how are you? So when I did the records request, they asked whether or not I wanted the body cam footage. And I did. Did I get it? No. Because it was quite a lot of money. So, and actually one of them wouldn't be released anyways because it was part of an active investigation, whatever that means. So
yeah, that's strange. I think that is probably, if I'm guessing, it's probably because uh, Betty seems to think that she was wronged by having someone do a welfare check on her, which, I don't really fucking think it was a good idea that that happened, but the debate rages on about that, you know. But I think Betty felt slighted, as I would as well, and may be pursuing charges against that person. That's probably why that video is not available, because they'll need it for court if that happens. And this is all a guess. I don't know for sure.
And one thing I want to point out again, because I have in the past, when it came to the body cam footage. So when I posted on my community page the police report for the suspicious vehicle call, that is the same time that Davis fam started emailing me with her new account.
Yes,
Not
and she was
her
very. She
work
was.
account.
Davis fam in particular was very excited about this body cam footage. She actually
Oh,
sent
she
emails
sure
uh,
was.
expressing her glee. So riddle me this: the same woman that was all excited about getting her hands on these, I think she's upset that she didn't get them or something. You know, she she wants to be part of a fucking team so bad, but nobody's picking her.
So why is it? And just like Center said, why, when she started talking about the body cam footage, the police reports, why was it then that she chose to change her email? That's a question I have that hasn't been answered. The other question I have is, what lies am I telling, Davis fam? What lies do you not want to tell me, but instead told me that you would add a third cease and desist to my pile? That's what I want to know.
Hopefully, people can see that, like, the cease and desist. There was a reason for it, and when it originally happened, I was like, "Oh, that's silly," you know. I woke up to Granny's watching being live, and that's what it was about. And I was like, "Oh fuck," because I wasn't sure if Emmy was going to do that or not. I mean, it's not like she's like, "Sinner, can I do this?" Like, despite what people think, she's her own person and does whatever the fuck she wants. I very rarely even recommend something. Sometimes I recommend maybe don't do that, but I never, I'm not a controlling person. Too lazy for that.
So then we move to same post. So this is about my job. People know a lot of things about jobs, and if Mickey is still here, this is where Mickey actually did come in and just say about unions, right? So Death Griff says, crazy how if you're supposedly so much more productive than everyone else, that you wouldn't be the one they decided to keep. So again, this is where I'm seeing they're putting these two jobs together, and they're 2 decades apart.
Yeah.
Mickey says, do you know how teaching in the union work? Might want to read up on it, just saying. Deathgriff says, Mickey, I'm not taking feedback at this time. Oh, excuse you.
I have to address the chat really quick. Granny's watching said, sorry. No, I wasn't. That's not what I was implying. I mean, I was just saying that I woke up and I saw that there was a live going on and B Tim was involved. That's why I was so eager to jump up there. It's also why I was a lot hotter than I wanted to be when I was on that panel. Like I wanted to be well spoken, but I had just woken up. I hadn't even had my coffee yet, so it was like going to work almost. And the reason I did that, Granny, is because I knew that Emmy was at work and they were going to say some bullshit like they always do that's not true about her, and she wasn't there to stick up for herself. So my friends will do that for me, and that's what I do for my friends.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the one thing I actually agreed with Queen Bee about, is she wasn't able to defend herself either during that live.
No, but I mean, Granny did a fucking great job. I mean,
I agree. I
like
agree.
I'm just to be clear, I'm not criticizing her whatsoever. Like I did my best. Believe it didn't seem like it, but I was actually muting myself and taking pauses there too. I just You know, when you're arguing with somebody with such a small brain like B Tim, it's different and it's difficult. You got to be more patient, because if someone just starts repeating ad hominem to you, um, he knows what he's doing. That's gaslighting. It's little bitch ass shit. You know, I'm not gonna fall for that anymore. That's all past. But I'm only stopping this to let Granny know that I wasn't criticizing her at all.
Oh, and Tess says instead of coffee, you got hominy thrown at you.
Oh, I just noticed the Narco clips is here. Narcos clips.
Yep.
That's a good channel too.
Death Grips had said, you know, not taking feedback at this time. Davis comes back, laughy face. Death Grips responds, Davis, I did read some posts about this teacher. I'm sorry, scratch that. I did read some posts about this by teachers on a subreddit specific to educators. Here are 2 first-person accounts on this matter for all to draw their own conclusions from. Quote, every year I hire 2 to 5 temporary teachers. At the end of the year, they get pink slipped. Every good pink slip teacher gets rehired almost always before the school year starts. The good ones get hired back early and on contract. The still developing teachers get hired back somewhere in the district as a temp, end quote. Well, I'm not sure what state they're in, but again, it depends on the state. When you receive a pink slip, yes, generally, depending on the budget vote, you will get rehired regardless of whether you are a good teacher or not, because there's a thing called tenure. And tenure protects an educator, as does the union. So again, it is a state-based concept.
Yeah, I knew a guy in Los Angeles that was like a 6th or 7th grade English teacher, but he was also like a very popular DJ, like places where you can't be a teacher, and he just wore a mask. So he went and DJ'd all weekend long, and then kept it private from his school teaching life, and he's successful at both. It's pretty awesome.
Yep. And then the second first-person account says, quote, it is a common practice where I teach. New staff get pink slipped until the staffing numbers are clearer. Once the board knows how many people are retiring or otherwise leaving, they rehire the teachers that were laid off. Almost always everyone is rehired, end quote. That is also a true statement, because they will give retirement incentives for teachers who have been there for 30 plus years to retire so that they can save jobs. But again, it has to do with budgeting. It has to do with the state. So again, educators, actually non-educators, giving educational commentary.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's the same quality of conversation as Bullhorn Betty talking about how you should raise your children. Really, I mean, it's the same, right?
Yeah.
Let's not just look over the fact that, like, look at the commitment to the crazy. I mean, she's going all the way, and this is after Emmy already has officially told her with an official piece of paper to fuck off. She's still going, like she's
But it
still
wasn't
going.
official because I didn't use my real name. Well, I didn't use my real name because these people are fucking psycho.
They are psycho,
as is clear now. So thank goodness I didn't use my real name. And well, everybody knows my real name for the most part, but my address, because they're crazy.
Yeah, it's, you know, I don't know what else to make of it other than, like, you know, like I said, I was angry. Of course I was, man. You said people say this shit about you and then like twist everything, and then you know, they're still clipping that Thanksgiving, you know, live where I embarrassed the shit out of myself. It's cool. I mean, that I understand that's what you got on me. But I'm trying to figure out a way to just I don't know, just get them to fucking leave me alone. The thing is, I don't know what they want from me. You know, there's no ask. It's just constant bullshit.
Hey, Burning Angel, thanks for showing up, even though you're late. No worries. Better late than never.
Yeah.
So this commentary continues. So Mickey says, I think you spend way too much time worrying about someone else. Davis comes back and says, keep that same energy when you comment on Emmy's, quote, Salty Beach Betty playlist that has 175 videos and over 130 hours of her making fun of Bullhorn Betty. And that's just the one she has added to the playlist. There are several others that either aren't added or have been deleted due to her hiding her own behaviors. Wow, Davis
Yes.
fam.
Yeah,
Don't
it's
you
crazy.
have a job?
She has a
can add
job.
up the number of hours in my playlist. Are you kidding?
Well, here's the thing. We have to consider the source. I mean, the only reason we're bringing her up in particular is because she is like one of the worst ones, you know. And this is a counter argument to like subs are just subs because they're fucking not. They're human
And
beings,
some
just
subs
like
are
Emmy
just
is.
subs. But
Well,
in this case, they're more than just subs.
well, that's my point exactly. If you're gonna stick your head out there and you're gonna start emailing people and digging into people's private personal information and staying up all night making comments along with your see, here's where it gets really freaky for me. I think Davis and Peggy are the same person, so they're just having conversations with themselves. That's how fucking whacked out I think they are.
Possible.
But in any case, I just want them to fucking stop. Just stop. Like, send me your fucking demands if you must.
Mickey says, my dad subbed for 5 years to start out, but that's because he was waiting for an opening in our very small school district. He even taught kindergarten for a year and he hated it. LOL. Yeah, I can't do elementary school. But yeah. So
Mr. Nobody. Mr. Nobody says, what's your hobby? Oh, I stalk random people on YouTube all.
Oh no, I lost my co-host. He must have hit something by accident. He'll be back. Oh, that is true. It's like a CVS receipt, right, Ninja Orchard? This thread is long enough you can make a shawl out of it. And it was actually longer. I didn't put the whole commentary in. Wait, so Emmy's sending an email is going real life, but a whole thread talking about her job isn't? Touche. All right, hopefully Sinner will be back. Hopefully his phone didn't die. Oh, he's back. Okay. Hey, we lost you for a second.
I don't know what the fuck happened. I just got booted. My screen just went boosh.
Remy says, my dream was to be a teacher, English to be exact, and preferably middle school, high school. I couldn't afford college after a year. Oh, that's so sad. There's always time. There's always time.
Yeah. I mean,
yep.
Especially nowadays, it used to be like online universities were just like not accredited and they weren't, so great, but you can get a legit degree at home at your own pace now. I mean, that's just a fact. And the quality of those courses have increased greatly since the beginning. I mean, you can actually speak with people. You have actual TAs that you can contact and, learn some shit. That's why, I mean, people like Betty, why not just take some of that money you grifted and take an online journalism course and then fucking you have legit credentials. Like, it's really that simple. It's not going to take you a year. I mean, a year from now, if someone says, hey, your credentials are fake, you can be like, no, they aren't. But instead of doing that, she wastes energy on disrupting, victims' families' lives and screaming.
And Lisa has a good point. When you feel like you need to interject thoughts or narratives in the comment section, you become part of the content, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully that debate is dead, that not all subscribers are just simple subscribers. If you're an active participant in the fuck shit, then you are part of the fuck shit. And it's it.
Yep. And then, so I left off with Peggy's bullseye. So then Truth and Justice channel says, boom. And you think, what about the other channel or channels, Mickey? Just curious. Davis comes back and says, right? Oh, Mickey responds, Truth and Justice Channel. I think that if you think Betty is anything but a disgusting piece of trash, then you're the problem. Okay.
Well, I mean, disgusting piece of trash is you know, I'm the one that's supposed to talk nasty. Like, and I wouldn't even. I think she's a lost soul that does fucked up shit. That's my opinion about that person. But also, you know, I only feel called to say anything about her at all whenever she does something specifically egregious. You know, it's not a picking on thing. It's about if you say, you know, these certain children should be put to death. I think, you know, I certainly think that that should be addressed. That's what drew my attention to her to begin with. And then in paying attention to her, I found all types of, you know, racist undertones and purposeful misinformation to achieve a goal. Mostly, you know, the biggest goal being as much money to the till as possible. You know, this is just what I see. It's not picking on her. You know, I have been guilty in the past, and Cheese knows it if he's still here. The, you know, taking low blows and talking about her shape and size and whatever. I don't do that anymore, and I don't plan on it. Like I said, there's enough real shit that she does wrong that you don't have to be superficial about it.
Yep. And just to Remy, I didn't go back to get my teaching degree until I was 30. So there's still time. Even though you're 37, there is still time. And I was in grad school with some women and men who were in their 50s. So there's always time. Always.
Yeah, they're gonna love it whenever I post my my private investigator certificate and certification on my community page. Just kidding. I'm not that committed.
Oh, and then finally Mickey responds to Davis again. You can get off your high horse. You're just mad because Emmy sent an email to your work email, which she only had because you emailed her from it.
Bingo.
And I want to know why.
Somebody buy Mickey a drink.
Is Mickey still? Oh, Mickey is still in here. Mickey says, bit harsh, I know. Oh, must be about the Betty comment.
No, it is what it is. It's just it's funny. It's the people that say, "Oh, Emmy covers Betty too much," are the same people that as soon as Betty does something wrong, they're on another channel bashing Betty. It's not about Emmy doing it too much. It's about they're not loyal to Emmy, so they can talk shit. It's what it is.
But like Remy said, Davis was in all of my chats.
Oh yeah, hearts and fireworks and everything.
So the thread continues. Davis responds to Mickey. These comments here are not about what Betty is, rather to point out that the quote subject of this particular video makes content of her own that focuses on one specific someone else as well. If it's okay for her, it's okay for others. Am I right? Davis fam again comments to Mickey, why would I be mad? I didn't get in trouble or, quote, pink slipped, laughy face. And if anything, Emmy Headstone made herself look dumb as fuck. Not only to my employer, but to 99% of the community here. I'm sick of her lying. Just like I'd be sick of catching any other creator, I lies constantly. Keep up.
Yeah, wow. I mean, I've been ridiculed for saying that I know what some people do for a living. It's just wild to me that someone would again criticize your profession, like especially if you work in a field that is like volunteer. Like if you're not even there's no pink slip in your existence. There's nothing like that for you. If they don't want you there, they just tell you to leave. You know. So again, it's someone who maybe she wants what you have. Maybe she wants the security of like that you can only gain by hard work. You know that you've already put in, Emmy. So like I can understand how that can be intimidating to people, but at the same time, like it's so extreme. It's so extreme.
Yeah, and as Mr. Nobody says, someone is obsessed, you got a super fan. Well, I wish my super fan would find someone else to be a super fan for. Okay, so then Shauna, who I don't know, responds to Davis. I agree. And also didn't she have your phone personal email address also? I thought I heard that she not only had it, but in her last communication with you, she actually sent it to your personal account, not your work account. Is that right? Or did I just hear it wrong? Davis responds, she sent me an email to my personal account the night before she sent this embarrassing attempt at a C&D to my work email. Yes, you are correct. The personal email where you said, don't contact me again, or I will add a third C&D to your pile.
Yeah, so she basically
what I was lying about. Okay.
She threatened to send you a C&D, and you were like, nah, fuck you, bitch. I'm sending you a C&D. And
so
you're the
maybe
devil.
That's what it was. Maybe I was just like, all right.
Well, I guess the biggest problem, hey, Truth Seeker, the biggest problem is, the email that you sent it to. But listen, David's fam, you dummy. If you don't want that email to be used, what the fuck are you emailing Emmy with it for? Like, if it was off limits, why are you corresponding with her with it? That doesn't make any fucking sense. We covered this last week, man. It doesn't make sense. If I don't want to see you, if I don't want you to see me in my blue hoodie, I'm not going to wear the blue hoodie. It's that simple. If you want to keep something private, fucking keep it private then.
And what I will say is the time between the last email that Davis sent me from her non-personal email was several days before I sent that C&D. She had asked me to stop talking about her, which I pretty much wasn't talking about her or commenting on anything. Yet she continued, as we can see, and has continued to talk all about my life or what she believes about my life.
Yeah. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much bullshit. Like, it's just too much. I don't know what they want.
And then Julie responds to Shauna, didn't you hear? It's actually Davis' fam fault H&H emailed her work. Evidently, when Davis asked Emmy not to email her again, Emmy decided that somehow that meant she actually could email her again, but only to her work email, which by H&H own words on her live is heavily monitored. It's also Davis' fam fault that H&H wrote in the subject line that it was a C&D. Finally, it's Davis' fam fault because she should have known, despite months of supporting H&H and talking back and forth with her, and despite Emmy presenting, and of course I forgot to hit read more.
Man, I'm tempted to write up like the funniest fucking C&D and just send it to a bunch of assholes just to get a laugh. Like all it is an email telling you to stop being a jerk off. And she's victimized by that. Well, if you didn't want that C&D sent to you, why are you such a jerk off then? Like, you could have stopped that from happening a long time ago. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh no. I broke a candy cane off the tree.
Okay, so now this is 4 days ago. And again, this is about my job. This is Peggy coming in with her own comment. I thought that Betty called out Emmy for streaming at work, and Emmy replied to Betty that she only streams on her lunch breaks. No, that is not what I said. I don't live stream at work, ever. I've watched live streams during my lunch break, but I've never live streamed. That is stupid. So, did somebody really call her parents? Does she have 2 master's degrees? Is her family in law enforcement? How deep is this rabbit hole of lies? Emmy is reading my comment, by the way. Oh, yes, I am.
Crazy fucking people, man.
Emmy also came into Granny's chat and said that I claim to be FBI. And I will say that was a mistake. I did say that she claimed to be FBI. I read the comment again. She said she did her handwriting analysis from the FBI's book. I read it wrong. I'm sorry, Peggy. You're not a part of the FBI, which if you were, I'd be concerned. But I apologize.
Yeah, I read that whole book in like 20 minutes. I mean, sure, there's interesting things in there, but I think Peggy has to understand. We covered this last week, but I just want to say it again. In order to analyze a signature or a handwriting, Peggy, first you need an example of the handwriting. You can't just use a script that somebody used from an app. That's not actually her signature. You understand that, so you're wasting your time.
So Davis Pham responds, I think we all know the answers to these questions. It will all come out. Trust me. Peggy responds, I wouldn't want my kids taught by a liar. Just saying. Shauna says, so she was let go at her current teaching job? Peggy responds, not yet. It was her prior job that she was fired from sometime last spring. Again, I wasn't fired.
They don't understand though. Like they've obviously never had a career where there's any kind of structure, you know?
Or a union.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Or
like
tenure.
And this is not
I'm
talking
sure
about
everyone has
bad about
seniority.
people, you know. It's not talking bad about people who are unemployed or whatever. Anybody has people do whatever the hell they got to do. I don't judge people that way. But if you're going to judge someone who's gone out of the way to be a good person, and you know, it's not easy to commit your time to school and a career. It's just not. I mean, more people would do it if it was. It's an accomplishment, and it's something that someone should be proud of. They know that, much like me being in the military, so that's what they attack. Because that's what fucking scumbags do, you know.
All right, so this one is a little bit small too. It wasn't as small when I was looking at it. So this is the same thread. This user, I'm not sure who user is, all they do is slander people. They ran Bash off because of the hate they spewed and never had receipts for any of it. I really don't think she did any of that stuff they accused her of. And Sinner did threaten her. They are both disgusting liars.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Davis Pham responds, oh, there is a lot to the Bash story that will never be told. Emmy is not a good person.
Wow.
So
That's
again,
fucking amazing. Hold on a
Davis
second.
Pham, is this number 150 that I've said your name?
I didn't see this
What
one. Yeah.
do you know about the Bash story that I'm lying about? Because that's how this all started. Because you threatened me that you knew all about me.
Yeah.
Bash
See,
told
this
all about me.
I
Were
don't
you
think.
talking to laugh at life, possibly?
Here's the thing. Quite possibly, Davis Pham is in communication with Bash at this point. But she before in the past, like whenever I was communicating with Bash, when she was, I consider her like a YouTube friend. Literally, Davis Pham was not involved. She was basically just standing there jumping up and down like a little kid trying to get people's attention because she's trying to get picked by a team and she's not getting picked. That's what's going on here. She doesn't know half of what went on with Bash, and nobody chased Bash off. Like she left on her own.
And if anybody chased her off, it was the people who were talking shit about her because she said something nice to say about Betty. That's why she left ultimately.
Well, the thing is, like, I fucking had her back all the way publicly after she met Betty, all the fucking way. You know, until I started seeing that she was playing fuck shit behind the scenes with, Aileen, and when it all started to make sense to me, and I no longer trusted her. That's whenever I was like, oh fuck that, and she was already gone. So, an unfounded criticism again. I had her back more than any of you fucking people did, and that's just a fact.
And T. Marie says, respectfully, do you also feel a single mom is working? A single mom is work, Again, I'm not a parent, so I can't.
Who's this? Wait, who's a single mom though? I don't give a
I
fuck about
believe she's
people's children.
referring to QB, which is not really the topic of conversation right now.
Yeah, fuck her. Like,
Unless
she's not.
Davis fam a single mom? Is Peggy a single mom?
Nobody cares. No one's going to talk about people's children here. We don't do that. Nice try.
Yeah, but I will say that being a single mom is hard work. But I wouldn't know because I'm not a parent.
Absolutely. Of course it is. Every single mother that I know is a badass person.
But again, not the topic at this moment. But
Yeah.
thank you for being here.
Zing.
And thank you, and actually thank you for asking the question, because everyone's unblocked and nobody's here.
Yeah, come on up, bitches. Where put your
All right, let's
what
not
is
call them bitches. You know, we need to be nice to them.
There's a couple dudes out there too. B Tim's a little bitch. He can come over and defend himself if he wants. I don't know. When I say bitches, it's not particular to women. It's just, as a matter of fact, most of the bitches I know are men.
Hey, Tazzy.
But yeah, how's this? Those scoundrels are welcome to come and speak for themselves if they like, but they won't. They'll stay up all night commenting on other people's videos. They're too busy commenting on other people's streams.
T. Marie says it was a topic when you were speaking about jobs. But when I'm talking about jobs here, like this live, we haven't talked about. I'm only talking about my job as a teacher and them.
Yeah, don't fall for that shit, Emmy. They're trying to trick you. She's trying to trick you into some semantics. Nobody's talking about anybody's children or any of that.
Yeah.
We just ain't.
So again, Davis said I'm not a good person. Peggy responds, I wondered about Bash. Didn't they throw her under the bus without receipts? Davis fam. Yes, they sure did. And now I think we all see the reality of what more than likely happened. Peggy says, what happened? Oops. Death Griffs responds, Davis, I missed a lot of the Bash stuff. What did they accuse her of? I just know she met BHB and didn't think she was awful. Peggy responds, I'll tell my story about how Emmy turned on me with the help of Lisa the Liar at Crimes and Fashion in the next video.
That's
Peggy,
what it is.
Did you just tell on yourself?
Yeah. This is why I'm so mad at Emmy, because she's friends with Lisa, and Lisa said she don't listen to these fucking people. Like, nobody gives a fuck, Peggy. Just stop it with the bullshit. Nobody gives a fuck who you like, who doesn't like you. You're not important. Like, you're the center of your universe, not the universe. And she does this. I saw her do it. I'm not going to name other channels, but I've seen her do this to so many other creators. The same shit she's trying to pull with you. Like, she did this terrible thing to me, and now I'm a victim, and now I'm going to rebel against them. What? You're fighting with yourself, lady.
Yeah, and I didn't turn on Peggy with the help of Lisa. Like, that is so delusional.
No,
and I want to know, and I wish Peggy was here, because I want to know when the next video comes out. Peggy, what's your channel called? Peggy.
Uh-oh. Yes, Peggy. What is your channel called? Or do you want to be anonymous with your channel?
In the next video. She's
I
going
don't
to tell her
know.
story in the next video.
I don't know. It turns out she doesn't have much love for anyone else's anonymity. I can't wait for your next video, Peggy. I'm excited.
I know, Remy. I know, right, Mr. No? Let me go back. I think I can. Yeah. Oh, no, I went the wrong way. Darn it. Hang on a second. Oh, we're almost done with the. Oh no, yeah, a little bit. Almost done.
I wish I had an earpiece in so I could talk to Mr. Nobody on the side.
Yeah, so here she says, I'll tell my story about how Emmy turned on me with the help of Lisa the Liar at Crimes and Fashion in the next video. That's what Peggy said. So is Peggy a creator here? Time will tell. So same video 2 days ago. Jana, who has been in my chat before and also does well at Words on Stream, I would like to respectfully disagree with this content. I feel like this is the type of thing that should be handled privately and kept off YouTube. I say that because it seems like too many people watch stuff like this and automatically assume the worst about a creator. I am not on anyone's side, but from what I've seen from her, Emmy does not come off as being what is portrayed here. Semantics. It's really easy to take anyone's words and twist them, and you may say, well, I have receipts, but I also think that most of us say and do things at times that we don't mean. Most of us also change our minds from time to time. In my opinion, there is a world of difference between the kind of things BHB does and stuff like this. Don't come for me, LOL. It's just my opinion
Yeah.
coming from someone who has an ex-creator come for me publicly after cherry picking apart my words and using stuff I said in moments of big frustration. It sucks, and in my opinion, Emmy does not deserve this. Thank you, Jana. Peggy.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I just want to interject this. Anyone, be it Tim or any other fucking loser on YouTube, like any of them, anybody who like tries to draw parallels or connect dots in me being like Bullhorn Betty or Emmy being like Bullhorn Betty, let me just tell you, buds, you're showing you're stupid, because I'm nothing like that. I'm not here begging for money. I would never be outside of people's houses doing scoundrel-like things. That's what you people like. That's what you get, that's what your whole world exists of, that kind of nasty scoundrel shit. I don't do that shit. Emmy doesn't do that shit. Just to make myself clear to you. Whenever you say that shit, it shows you're stupid. It's that simple.
So Peggy responds, okay, so you think that people who pay her monthly memberships shouldn't be told about who they support? Alrighty then. NWH comes in. Nothing was twisted here. She lied. That's all this video proves. She had every intention on using that footage until she realized no one was down for it. Again, this was the body cam footage.
Again, no wire hangers knows your intentions.
Yes, she's in my brain apparently. Maybe that's why I'm mentally unstable. She is my other personality.
Oh no, did they inject no wire hangers into you when you got the COVID vaccine? Oh no.
Maybe.
Oh no. Is that what's gone wrong?
No, and she realized no one was down for it. Blatantly lied when she got called out and tried to backpedal. You'll be surprised to see how many lies she's told. Eyeballs. And so this is where
the grandiose statement of wait till you see all the lies. There are none. It's ridiculous.
Again, I forgot to hit read more on this comment by Davis, but it says, as being one of the many people these two are targeting with blatant lies, I'm glad creators are picking up what they are doing and spreading the awareness. These two sit on panel and lie about everything and refuse to bring any receipts about any of their claims. I listened to Sinner go off on a sub for calling him a, quote, woman beater the other day, and she was in chat and asked him to prove I already read this one, didn't I?
Yeah, I don't know, but that's exactly what I apologized to, and I apologized to her at the beginning of this live, so suck it. People make mistakes. Like, there's so many Mama Bear, Mama's Hair, there's so many of those names that I got it mixed up. I fucked it up. My bad. Like I said, I apologize to her. I don't care. But it's not lost on me that she was in here talking different shit anyways before I even said that to her last week. So get on with it.
Yeah, Ashtastic. Smear campaign, and I ain't falling for it. People stop being sheep and following the herd.
Yeah, I mean, I
agree. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I don't know how Emmy feels about it, but like I have to actually have respect for someone to to give their opinion too much weight. Of course, when this all first started happening, I was just like, oh man, and then I realized where it's coming from and who these people are and what their agenda is, and it's easier to not get upset or mad at them. They're not respectable.
And Remy, that's what I want to know. What's being lied about? Is there a list with bullet points? And that is where when Davis Pham in NWH's comments said that I would be exposed as a liar when the stuff about Bash came out. I emailed her personally to her non-work email, her personal email, and said, please enlighten me. What am I lying about? And she responded, do not contact me again, or I will add a third C&D to your pile. What lies?
Yeah, there were no lies, and it's just a scoundrel thing to do. And I mean, she also was it her that threatened you? Release Sinner's criminal records before I do, or some shit like that.
That was Laugh at Life.
Oh, okay. See, I admittedly, I've been getting the two of them mixed up because in conversation with Emmy about like, look what this motherfucker said, or look what this person said, I was getting them mixed up, which admittedly probably fired Davis Pham up because I was not convoluting, but I was combining some of the shit that Laugh was saying along with some of the shit that the Davis Pham was saying. You know, my bad. But a couple of weeks has passed, and we can now see through these comments that I was right anyways. So
yes, and
she kind of helped me out there.
And to, again, I'm not going to share the email or show it, but this is what Laugh at Life said. So this is where the confusion came. Laugh at Life said to me, I told you to out him first. I knew he was making everyone get to a boiling point. You really going to go down with this ship?
Yeah, that's a nasty threat.
Yep.
That's a nasty threat. Laugh at Life is a nasty person, like real nasty.
Laugh at Life has been over in Morbids, but Morbid doesn't have a channel anymore, so...
Oh, yeah. I mean, I wonder what's going to happen to all those cockroaches that have been... not my problem. Not my problem. I'm sure, you know, they'll find their way. I didn't know Morbid was gone, but fucking... That's interesting. I didn't realize that. I kind of feel like he's never going to be gone. But
Cammy. Yeah, just show the footage and tell the truth for the love of everything holy.
Hold on 1 second. I've got a rogue raindrop on my screen.
Okay. So then this is the same video, or the same thread, actually. Davis comes back and says, Peggy, I honestly don't think she does, Peggy. I think this is a situation where Emmy can't see what Sinner is and what he's doing, and because people don't like him, they are reviewing the content. And because of that, her lies are all unraveling because people are paying attention. If you lie about stupid little things, you lie about everything, in my opinion. Again, this was 2 days ago. 2 days ago.
Yeah, it's just never going to stop.
Peggy responds.
What am I exactly? What do they think I am? Do you think they're giving me way too much credit? Like I'm this big influence that's getting a rile out of everybody. All I've been doing is saying how I feel about these fucking dum-dums. That's it. And sticking up for my friends along the way. Like, I understand how that can be intimidating to people that don't have that same type of loyalty or, you know, tenaciousness, whatever you want to call it. Like, I realize now that it's not me, it's them.
Right, Lisa? I mean, if she has all the juicy deets, you think she would have gotten a video or two out with all of the gotcha moments. Remy, the last live we did on this channel was a week ago. It was last Saturday. Yep. So now the thread continues. Peggy responds, Davis, true. If you lie about small things, you lie about big things. Sounds like they are both lying to each other and don't know each other well at all. She said she knew all about Sinner's criminal record. Another lie, Emmy.
How do they know what you knew? I mean, for real, I'm not trying to be funny. Like, listen to what how idiotic the statements they make are. Like, They're lying to each other. Okay, so what the fuck? Why do you care who's lying to who? We're perfect strangers to these maniacs. At least I am. I mean, Emmy's emailed, I guess, Davis fan back in the day with, hate bonding over Betty. But that's all it was. I think maybe she like had a crush on you, and I came around and I interrupted her flow. I don't know what the fucking deal is, but I don't have intentions on being bad to Emmy. I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
Yeah, and I don't get it either. But Sinner, Mickey, and Chronicles actually kind of have the same thought that you did. Are Davis and Peggy the same person talking to themselves? LOL.
No, I mean I'm not going to say their names because I actually feel bad for them, but I know other people that do that. I've seen them do it, and I caught them in a lie about it.
Cheese says it comes out in the handwriting.
And Cheese is always right.
Yep. So then Cambry comes in, and this is to Gianna, who was the start of the thread. I understand your position. You can do what I do most of the time. Express it and walk away. Don't engage. You are certainly able to express your opinion respectfully. But in regards to this video, I think it's important to show the truth. Maybe Emmy requested it and it was denied. I don't know, but to say she didn't request it when she clearly did, well, that makes me wonder if she lied then or if she's lying now. And why? I adored her once upon a time. It's just a lot of little stuff since she hooked up with Sinner. That guy will take her down eventually. But at the end of
What
the
the
day,
fuck, man?
she is responsible for what she does. There is no need to lie. If she requested the body cam and then thought better of it, say that. Don't lie. It's just pointless. Around here, you will get called out for lying. I wish people would learn that because it's super hard on us subs with all the back and forth. Takes
Oh,
a lot of
victim.
enjoyment out of watching in this community.
Somebody help me. I'm a victim. I'm a victim of the YouTube.
And again,
Us subs it's so rough for us subs.
I have no idea. Like, what does this matter? Why do I have to say, oh, whether or not I did get the body cam footage or not? What is it? Their business.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, what their stories and their bullshit lacks is continuity. Like one thing has to lead to another. There can't be gaps. Like when they talk about your work, like past experiences that you had at work and your current job, they can't get that right because if they get that right, it shows that they're wrong. So they have to make gaps and lump shit together. It's pathetic. I mean, it just gets worse by the minute. How in the world could they know what you're thinking? Why do they think that we lie to one another? Or why would they say that? It's clear they're just trying to throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. And all they're doing is making a big mess.
Yeah. And so, again, 2 days ago, they have a lot of time. Peggy says, Davis, I did a long analysis of Emmy's signature on the fake C&D she sent Davis fam. I was ridiculed and laughed at by grannies watching with her panel guests, Joneson, Earth, and Nunya. The fact that it was a digital signature doesn't change anything. They were laughing at the fact that I believe from looking at her signature that Emmy has a mental problem with a huge ego and is prone to lying. Guess I was right.
Dude, listen to who's calling you crazy. I mean, this is rich. I can't even believe it. What the fuck? It's okay. Again, continuity. Was it a fake C&D? Then what's the big deal if it was fake? No, it wasn't. It was real. Like none of it makes sense.
Yeah.
Dummy. Like I'm gonna use my work email and then get mad at you for responding to that email. What the fuck kind of logic is that?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, trick question.
Yeah.
It's not logical. Not logical.
Yeah, Granny, I didn't realize, like, she is still going on about it, and I mean, I actually hadn't even seen the comment of her analysis of my handwriting until you were talking about it on your live, and then I realized the initial well, she first said it was the signature on my videos, which is Snapchat generated. Then she claims it was the one on the fake C&D that I sent to Davis. But again, it was a digital signature using a mouse.
Yeah, and it was signed to headstones or something. These
Well,
people
no,
are
it
just
was well, yeah, I mean headstone, but it was like
yeah,
using a mouse. Like that's
yeah.
not my signature.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like, so I
Yeah,
had to,
yeah,
I didn't have a stylus. I had to use my mouse
yeah.
to like sign digitally.
Well,
So
that's what I mean. It's like
right.
I'm out of metaphors, but it's like she's like reading tarot cards, but they're not real tarot cards. They're just like Uno cards.
Yeah. So then Gianna responds, Peggy, I'm respectfully having an opinion. It's people like me who hesitate to comment because of responses like yours. I'd be happy to respond to this if it was a respectful question. And then Gianna responded to NWH, maybe I would be surprised. I do appreciate your channel for showing receipts that were clipped together. It's just that I'm not fond of calling people out publicly for this type of thing. That's all. Could be because it was done to me and I said things I shouldn't have, things that weren't really true because I was mouthing off during a bad time, etc. Then you just get a whole lot of people hating you and it gets ridiculous. Goes real life and it's awful. That being said, I do understand your side. And then Sassy responds to Peggy, that's what those people like Granny's watching and them do. They have no problems laughing at others when it fits their narrative. Lost all respect for a lot of people on here. Never liked Sinner at all. And Emmy is a huge disappointment. 5 exclamation points. Lie after lie after lie to fit their narrative at the time. I don't have
Right.
any time for fake ass people like them. 0.
I mean, she has all the time. She has all the time. And if you don't like me, why are you talking about my big D and my beautiful art? You fucking weirdo. Like honestly, like I'm so happy we're gonna leave this behind us after today as much as we can because I'm just the further we go, the more I realize that I'm like having a debate with someone that's not capable of a debate.
Yeah. And I agree. I didn't put all of the comments in here, but Gianna was treated very poorly. So where she said to Peggy, I'm respectfully having an opinion, she was dragged pretty bad in between. That wasn't part of, the comments about me and Sinner, so I didn't put it in here. But she had, a genuine comment and Peggy pretty much went after her. So yeah. And then, well, and actually here Peggy says at Jana, oh please, not a respectable question. I roll.
Yeah. And
Right,
of course, she had a problem with Lisa, Crimes and Fashion, Peggy did, and then now she's gonna have a problem with Granny's watching. In case no one's noticed, like I don't know. I really just became familiar with Granny the last couple months, and her channel's fucking blown up, and she's good at what she does. Like, of course, Peggy's gonna hate that. I mean, it's the same thing. Anybody that has any kind of success, or people, if anyone's telling truth or is successful at anything on YouTube, they're gonna have these, midnight vultures. Just part of the game, I guess.
okay. Gianna was recorded by an ex-friend during an emotional time. Her MH became the topic of a little sector on here. That is terrible.
Yeah, that's so gross. I
And
heard last week that
Gianna's just is she a creator?
I have
didn't
no
realize if
idea.
she was a creator or not.
I mean, it
Either
sounds like I'm
way, I mean,
bullshitting, but I don't know who a lot of these people are.
So this goes to a different, well, this is the same video, but a different thread. So Absolute Shambles says, which I believe might be Ben Draymond, just based on the picture, not sure. If you're going to lie, you best have a good memory. Davis responds, yeah, she doesn't at all. LOL. And I'm here for all of it. Absolute responds, I wonder if anyone has the clips about her kids in the chat because I know I heard that several times. Davis responds, you never
that's
know
rich.
what people may have clipped and ready to drop.
Yeah, go for it. Fucking
Winky face. Oops. Shoot.
scumbags. Honestly, like that comment about kids being in your chat from your school. That's exactly my introduction to the slob over there on the Hive channel, because I had to jump on panel and correct the misinformation that they were spreading that day. And ever since then, I've been the demon. I've been a scoundrel, and I've just been a target on my back.
That's true.
That's
They said, I heard
yes.
she had
Well,
students in her chat. Well, you
yeah.
heard
Well, that's
wrong.
what happens. This is what happens on that channel and many other channels. People can say, I don't know if it's true, but I heard. Look, that's spreading misinformation whenever you do that. If you don't realize that that's misinformation, you can say, oh, I heard people said this or that about this or that. You're basically you're pushing that agenda and those falsehoods forward with your words. And it's not by accident. I mean, we all know what you're up to.
See you, Cheese. Have a good night.
Oh, damn, football game's about to start. San Francisco's playing.
Oh, yeah. He said pregame show.
Sweet.
And then finally, absolute response to Davis again. I'd be so happy. I've been called a liar for saying that, and I know I heard it more than once.
Yeah. Do you think at this point, this was just 4 days ago, this crazy asshole's been after you for like a month? So if
since
she had,
the New Year,
if she had any proof, so she must just be sitting in a stinky ass room watching every live of yours on 1.5, trying to find it. I'll save you the trouble, Davis fam. It never fucking happened. So you could just stop and try to go do something more productive with your life now.
So this was 2 days ago. Same thread. Or same video. Or possibly the other video. Brunhell says, well, she has been doing some very underhanded things all along that are coming to light. Refuses to supply information backing up her accusations, so I don't believe in people having to release their information unless you are making accusations that can hurt someone through a lie or an action. Inciting an angry man to verbally abuse people in your defense is dangerous behavior. YouTube is not a safe place for playing games with emotionally unstable people. So I'm inciting you, sinner, to verbally abuse people in my defense.
Yeah, it's just another useless slag on the internet. I don't care. Like that. The more that I see of this, the more we do this, the more I realize that these people are just helpless. Like I can't help them. Like they want to think I'm the devil. Good. They should stop fucking with me. It doesn't make any sense to be like, oh, he's so dangerous and he hates women, blah blah blah. He's the worst person ever. I mean, if you believe that to be true, then why are you pushing me? If you think I'm crazy and dangerous, why the fuck in the world would you push me? That doesn't make any sense. You're trying to get me to prove you right, and it's not going to happen because I'm smarter than you. I'm a better person than you, and you're not having as much effect as you believe you are. You're embarrassing yourself. Brunhell, you're embarrassing yourself. Peggy, Davis fam.
Yep, and so
Cappy.
Cappy only made one comment, but yeah, I mean, come on now.
Well, she does embarrass herself daily, though, so.
So Peggy responds to Brunhell. They both egg each other on and probably lied to one another, in my opinion. Here comes Pookie. Seems really biased to me, especially assuming what she would use for content, especially since she hasn't covered BHB in how long? Just saying. Davis responds to Pookie. The only reason she isn't is because so many people have pointed out that she can't cover her because she sent her a C&D. She sent me a C&D that was a threatening email, and I did cover her for several months afterwards because I referred to her as Bertha. So seriously,
She goofy as hell. Goofy.
she's some shorts and a couple videos, and she has done at least one live stream since, but took it down shortly afterwards. No, I hid my channel when Betty said she was going to come to my town.
Does she have
And
this? Does she have one of those thumbtack like boards with like red
she
yarn and
must
shit?
have a bulletin board about everything I fucking do.
Well, holy shit! Holy shit!
Oh, that just sounded like House of Williams. Sorry. 'cause
I
she
know,
did
I know,
holy
I know.
shit,
I know.
holy
I
shit,
actually,
people.
I actually do that on purpose sometimes because it's the. But yeah, what the fuck, man? Like, all right, if anybody, even though I'm an asshole and I'm calling them, mean names or whatever, if anybody believes that, if anybody actually believes that what they're doing is okay, um, in comparison to what I've ever done to any of these scoundrels, like, then, I can't reason with you. But hopefully people will realize that these people aren't just normal subs out there.
No.
These people are malicious scoundrels that are attempting to like just fuck with people.
And this was a day ago. This comment about what I've done since getting the C&D from Betty, this was a day ago, yesterday. Like, get off it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think they're going to, so.
And the reason I haven't covered Betty is because I've been actually, as someone in chat earlier said, and I did put their comment on the screen, but I didn't address it. There's more important things going on in the world, and I'm not covering the cases Betty's covering. So I'm not covering the Soto and Guerra case. Or today she was talking about Summer Wells again, which that's a whole nother story because she reviewed the live from Dolly yesterday or the day before where he was interviewing a quote suspect.
Oh, I can't even talk about that. I'm not going to talk about that.
She reviewed that today. Like, no, I'm not going to cover that because it's completely out of line. And I don't know the case. I wasn't around for Summer Wells. So why am I going to review something I don't know about? I'm not.
No, that was, I mean, I will say this. That was fucking insane to do live. It should have been pre-recorded because if Brandy Neal was watching that interview and that man said something about her poor son, her poor missing son, that would hurt her feelings or make her feel a certain way, that's enough for me to fucking hate what he was doing. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
There was no control. There was no filter. If that guy would have wanted to say something, who knows what he was going to say? I don't know. It really upset me to see that shit.
Yeah, that was messed up. And then finally, Pookie comes back and says, Davis, she's enjoying being away from all that. Isn't it time to put the hard-on away? Or are you guys going to the grave with it? That's what I'm saying. It gets old seeing the same people going after the same people all the time. Once is enough.
Yeah, Burrs going to the grave with the hard on. It's like the guy that overdosed on Viagra. They couldn't close the casket.
And so I think this might be the last. Oh, no, there's a couple more. So this was from 2 days ago. Again, this is not the same thread. This is
hold up a second.
Thread.
Hold up a second. Granny's watching said Brandy interviewed him first. I didn't know that. What do you mean?
Interviewed Ash. What is it? Is his name
Stacy?
Ashley?
Stacy.
Oh, Stacy. Stacy Wandra, right? And isn't that the one that Betty called the jail to see if he was arrested, and she announced it on a live stream before Brandy even knew?
Yes. These fucking people need to leave Brandy the fuck alone, man. Like I can't explain to you how upset and angry that makes me.
Oh, she had him on the day before Dolly or so.
I didn't know that, so maybe I misspoke. Well, I still feel the same way about it, but that changes it quite a bit. I gotta watch that.
I didn't know Brandy had a channel.
I don't know. It may have been on Facebook. I know she does a lot. Most of the stuff she did was on Facebook, right? The group for her missing son.
That I don't know. I wasn't around for his case either.
I
just
did. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that Brandy interviewed that guy as well. I got to find that.
Oh, okay. So Granny said, unless I'm confused, I thought it was her channel. I don't know if she has a channel. I know
Yeah,
she's
no,
in chats a lot, but
to be clear, I was speaking of Brandy Neal, Michael Vaughn's mother. So I didn't think
Brandy, there's another Brandy Gray, I think, or
oh, no worries, Granny. No worries, Granny. It's like we'll figure it out. I was surprised to hear that because I did follow the case a little bit and I didn't know that she had a channel. I mean, especially a channel that she would interview a potential suspect of, I'm not sure that the authorities would allow that, right? I don't know. I fucking have no idea.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
Yeah, we may have gotten that wrong in the chat, but we'll get to it. I mean, let's not go wild here.
Yeah, let's get back to Pegs. So, this was 2 days ago. So, she comments, I've thought for a while now that Emmy does in fact lie to Sinner. Nenny responds to Peggy with eyeballs. Beth says, in my world, that's 100% a lie. Requesting 10 years of body cam footage. Why? In my opinion, to used as a threat to intimidate. J.A. So then Peggy responds, who the hell wants 10 years of body cam footage? Well, Davis fan was excited to get her eyes on it. Just saying. I said in my analysis of Emmy's signature on the C&D, and I stand by my assertion that Emmy is not a well person. Davis responds to Peggy, I think Emmy lied to Sinner about my emails, and that's why he was defending her so bad on panel at Granny's Watching. He was so adamant on them. And what they said, he got that from somewhere. Oh, the irony if Emmy has been lying to Sinner to get him riled up so that people come. Oh, and of course I forgot to hit read more. Damn it.
You know what? I understand what she's saying, and it's because like I was mixing up and combining the bullshit that was coming from both her and Laugh at Life. Like I was getting, as in my communication with Emmy, I was getting mixed up between she said this and she said that, and I was not paying attention to who said what. But they're both in it. I mean, they were both doing the same shit. So what is she saying?
Yeah, and it was Crime Lines and Lies, not, and that's Brooks, not Brandy.
Okay.
So it was Brooks, Crime Lines and Lies, which I have my own thoughts. Oh, and that was the wrong comment. I didn't mean to put my
I'm trying not to find any new channels. I'm not interested. My plate is full. I was upset that I started enjoying Granny's Watching because now I got another channel that I have to check out. I'm cutting the fat though. I'm getting rid of some of them.
Okay, so Peggy comes back. Emmy acts like a child. Blazing says, I can't imagine any of this involving my employer. That has to be embarrassing. I personally would never speak of her again because my real life is far more important than anyone on the internet. And that's one reason why I chose not to talk about Betty as much. Peggy responds, I guess she thinks this is funny. She lost all credibility at this point. Emmy's channel is tanking. Sinner was on Granny's Watching and arguing with B. Tim, then told him he would give Tim his phone number. Who is the simp now, Sinner? Jeez. Sinner's gonna dump Emmy, in my opinion.
Time out. Hold on. Who said? Sorry, I was doing something as I was listening. Who said that now? Peggy?
Peggy.
What the fuck, man? So I'm a simp for extending an olive branch to somebody that I have obvious disagreements with about fucking everything. The reason I offered my telephone number and I'm not sure I offered my phone number, but I said you could reach me. I thought I was intending to say email, but in any case, we got to a point on Granny's Watching after we got done yelling at each other and he got done saying ad hominem a fucking 50 times. We almost got to a place that he was going to get himself in a lot of trouble because we were about to agree on shit. And when he went back to the hive with that victory shit, he was going to get snuffed out over there. The fact is, we were close to actually communicating like two fucking grown men. And that really fucking freaked Queen out, I'm sure. There's no question in my mind. I mean, if anybody could listen to that whole live and then see the back chat, I'll spill the beans. In the back chat, I said, Tim, I'd be happy to continue this conversation in a productive manner in the future. And he said, me too. So if people are going to get freaked out, the two fucking people can man up and have a conversation, then they're living their life wrong.
Yep. And then ZMM says, that is crazy. A YouTube handle as a signature, kind of like Play Money. And then Peggy says, go back to kindergarten, Emmy.
Man, I wish I could go back to fucking kindergarten.
Yeah. And then Peggy says, Emmy and Sinner need to come clean on their lies. Wow. Sinner responds,
Yeah, I
go
couldn't.
find those lies and get back to me. I'll wait. Peggy responds to Sinner. I was referring to the issue with Davis Fam and the missing emails.
There's no missing emails.
Sinner responds, oh, we'll get around to that. We've been busy. And there are no missing emails. They are all accounted for.
Yeah. There's not one single missing email.
But I did want to show. There were a couple that I didn't get to show that I thought were important.
I mean, there were so many more, but these are the ones that really just, I mean, there were ones that were way worse than that, but, obviously somebody was drunk, and I don't even want to share those ones. Like, they were far more vulgar, talked about other disgusting things that really didn't apply to anything.
Oh, so here, actually, there is one more set that I want to show.
Many have been deleted as well. Like, No Wire Hangers accused me of deleting comments. I never. They posted a photograph of a criminal record of mine, and I commented, "Oh, you'd be so mad if you knew about all the things I got away with," and that made her so mad, or him so mad. I don't know what they are, but it made him so mad that the comments just went crazy. And I did not delete one single fucking comment, and they were deleting comments because I was winning favor in their comment section. So they deleted and they were like, oh, Sinner's deleting comments. I don't do that. I just don't do that. So wrong again.
So this I wanted to show this one because this I found interesting. Because again, and this person's name is Emmy, which I thought was interesting all in itself. So this was on the video questioning my job, my education, that I'm a liar. So Emmy says, seems kind of odd they would pick her out of everyone to pink slip. I mean, considering she has 2 master's degrees, sounds like there's more to the story. I'm not buying it because they were making cuts and she was, quote, low on the totem pole. Yes, it's called if you're non-tenured, you're the first to go. Not to mention, I would think that a teacher in their middle to upper 40s, you would be established at a school or a school district and have job security. They wouldn't worry about cuts unless they were doing something to have the school get rid of them. That's not how it works. And yes, I'm in my mid-40s, but this wasn't my first job. So I was low man on the totem pole, as you said, Emmy. Also, there's a teacher. Oh, here they go.
Well, don't let the secret go that you can retire in just like 5 or 6 years. That'll blow their mind. It's gonna be more math that they have to put into their sideways equation.
Yes. Also, there's a teachers union that protects teachers from losing their jobs. You have to really screw up to lose your job if you're in the union. Now, I don't know what kind of school she works for, but the things I mentioned makes what she said really suspicious, and clearly there's a whole lot she's not saying. Not to mention, in the last few years in most states, teachers are either retiring or getting other jobs. Finding teachers now is not easy. So no, this is a load of BS. What's also happening is that states are cutting their school budgets. There is a lot less money per student for educators. So when your school doesn't have money for staff, you have to eliminate them, which ultimately hurts the student because there's less staff and bigger classes. So that's
Yeah,
why
I
you have
mean,
classes of 35 students, because there's not enough staff. So again, I'm not sure if Emmy is an educator, but I'm assuming she isn't.
I mean, that's the same as them saying that I was never in the military. Like, why would you make up this fucking fiction story that you're a teacher? I stuttered. I know, my bad. Why would you make up a story that you're a teacher? Who would people don't normal good people don't do that. Like Emmy is not making up anything. Like what?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to reason with someone who's just insane.
Yeah. So then Peggy has to comment, and again, this was 4 days ago. Teachers in New York State can also get a job with a criminal background as long as it's not really bad crimes. Are Emmy and Sinner partners in crime?
Yes.
You in New York State, you have to be fingerprinted.
I love this.
Like,
I haven't seen any of this. This is so rich.
oh, this is rich.
This is rich. I mean, I can't even fucking believe it. Like, okay, put a 1 in the chat if you think that these people are out of their fucking mind. Put a 2 if you think they're right.
Oh no, let's do a poll. So that way people can be anonymous.
Okay. Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
I mean,
it's dangerous being
here, but we'll do.
We could do a poll and we'll get 150 votes, I'm sure. But I mean, I'm looking at the chat and I see we have 150 people in here. I'm guessing that a lot of them are just looky-loos or little clip junkies.
I'm still waiting for the ones that wanted to defend themselves.
Yeah, I mean, unlike the Hives, the most closed panel this side of the Mississippi, if somebody wants to come up and defend themselves, very much like the Glare does, the mic is yours. Come on up. I'll even mute myself.
I'm sorry, what was your question again that you wanted the poll to be, Sinner?
Oh, does anyone think that these people leaving these storybook comments in every video that they're permitted to do, is that normal and okay, or is it not? Yes or no? Is it basically a 1 or 2 question?
All right.
Come on, Peggy. I know Peggy's listening. Come on, Davis fam. Come tell us why you're doing all this crazy shit.
And tell me what lies you can't wait to be revealed, because that was the initial question I asked you. And that's why I said in comments, is that a threat? Because you said the lies were about to be told with the whole Bash situation. Oh, wrong. So then Davis, of course, has to respond. There are many types of master's degrees. Not all of them include extensive in-class coursework. Some allow distance learn. Oh, sorry.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off. No, there's no easy way to attain a master's degree. It takes hard work and dedication, Peggy. Doesn't matter what it's in.
This is Davis fam.
Oh, okay, sorry, Davis fam. So what she's trying to say there is there are easier master's degrees to achieve. Sure, yeah. But it's still even the easiest master's degree to achieve is no small feat. It takes a lot of hard work and quite a lot of money as well.
So she says some allow distance learning and independent studies to be used as, quote, credits, depending on the university and, quote, master's program selected. Unless it's an actual master's of education or master's of ed, which more than likely would secure your position in a teacher's union. That's not how the fucking union works.
No, she's basically cutting and pasting
Ugh.
her Google. She's Googling stuff, cutting and pasting it to make it look like it's an original thought.
I'm
She
in
has
the
no.
union as a non-tenured teacher, although in New York State, it is required you get a master's of education, Davis fam, within 3 years of teaching. When you start teaching, you have 3 years to get your master's in education. In New York State, I don't know about other states, but New York State, they require a master's degree to teach. Just an FYI. Basically, you can obtain a master's in several different areas of study via an online university with a bachelor's degree from an accredited university. As an example, I obtained an MBA, Master of Business Administration, at the same university I obtained my Bachelor's of Business Administration by continuing my education immediately from my university. However, my credits obtained would have allowed me to obtain a master's in several different areas had I sat on my couch and done an online master's program with the University of Phoenix.
Wait, hold on. But she doesn't have a master's degree. No, she doesn't. I'll just tell you. That was a trick question. And all she had to do to attain that master's degree that would look much better on your resume. All she had to do was sit on her couch.
Well, no,
Why
she
didn't
has
that-
a master's.
Oh, okay.
Because the same school she went to, so it's kind of like there's a lot of universities, so like Harvard, right? You can go to Harvard, get a 4-year degree, and then you can continue at Harvard to get your master's, your doctorate, whatever you choose.
Sure.
So she's saying she got her master's from the same school she got her bachelor's from. But she's saying that possibly that I sat on my couch and got an online master's, for example, with the University of Phoenix. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but it's not viewed the same in the hiring process.
No. Well, the University of Phoenix is getting higher accreditations here in the next year or so because the University of Idaho bought them.
Yeah.
So there's
then
some movement
Emmy
there.
agreed, and not me, Emmy. Another Emmy agrees with her. So then Davis comes back. For all the screenshot warriors out there, I want to be clear that this is my personal experience with master's programs, and I am the same age as Emmy, so the availability during time frames would be similar. I have no idea which 2 master's degrees are held. I just know how to obtain them and the different types available. Okay, so let me get this straight.
She's an expert.
Know that
She's an
I've
expert now.
said certain things, but you don't know what master's I have when I've said it clearly too many times. I'm extremely vague when referring to my education, and I'm sure it's to have as much anonymity as possible. Well, I've said what master's degrees I have. Well, I just said one, master's in education. I also have a master's in criminal justice that I actually went to grad school, not online. Not that there's anything wrong with some of the online colleges, but I actually have a legit master's degree. Yes.
I don't think that she does, but I also don't give a fuck if she does. That's the thing. Like, it's so weird to get into someone's personal shit like this, all because you feel jaded because you weren't picked for a team. That's what this is.
Oh, Peggy. Oh, actually, Peggy responded. Wasn't it in archaeology or something like that? Well, Peggy, you're close. My undergraduate degree was in anthropology. Yes, it was in anthropology, but then I went to get my master's in criminal justice and then my master's in education.
Screenshot warriors.
Yeah. So then Davis says, I don't remember her specifying an actual master's program. Well, I'm pretty sure Granny's watching. If Granny's watching is in here, she'll know what school I went to, because that's how I came upon her channel, because she was from Philly and that's where I went to school. So yeah. And then Peggy says, Davis, Lisa Liar from Crimes and Fashion is the one I heard it from. Her partner in lies against me.
I don't really like Lisa, but I don't think she's a liar.
No.
You know, I've never seen her just lie. I mean, we have obvious disagreements. Like so there were a few times that shit happened in her chat, and then, I mean, one time it was definitely my fault. Actually, we covered this. I apologized to her, and it seemed that she accepted it. But the other time, I was just in there, just not. I was just being cool, and I got attacked, and she blamed me. So like I'm not white knighting for Lisa from Crimes and Fashion. What I'm saying is she's not a fucking liar. I mean, as far as I know.
No. And Peggy is just mad at Lisa from Crimes and Fashion because of some meme that she thinks Lisa made. Lisa did not make a meme of Peggy.
Well, the thing is, most of their outrage is based on just complete, like, whatever's going on in their head. It's not based on real shit.
Yeah, so I mean, that was a lot. That was a lot. And that wasn't all of it. That wasn't all of it. That was just what, you know.
That is fucking wild. Some of it I didn't see. Like a few of those, I almost spit my coffee out here. I was like, what the hell? Yeah. Well, there you have it, folks. I mean, I'm gonna try to leave this shit. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've kind of been like not engaging in too much
Right.
bullshit lately. But after
She
this,
does
I hope
use
to
that
leave
yelly face a lot.
it.
Yeah.
Wait, what did I miss? Ellie face?
Oh, so Remy had said, how can you make a meme of Peggy? Her avatar is a stock YouTube one, and she uses the yelly face. That's it.
Oh, I made my artistic rendition of Peggy. You want to show it?
Yeah, I can get it quick. Let me.
I actually went and made characters for everyone that we talked about today. I was hoping they would be on the screen, but I realized Emmy's doing all the lifting here, so I don't want to take advantage of her.
Let's see. I'll find it. It's just somewhere in here. Oh, I am also going to share this. The one thing that the handwriting picture I found earlier. I'm going to show that, but let me find. Oh my gosh. I'll get to it. Oh, here it is. Okay, so oh no, that was the second one you sent.
I see why Cheese left. His Packers are playing football right now.
Who are they playing?
The 49ers, San Francisco. In the rain.
Oh, here it is. Okay, so do you want me to show the other one? Laugh at Life? Or no?
Sure. I mean, these obviously aren't based. I don't know what these people look like. I'm just showing my artistic impression. Since these slags feel so comfortable all over the internet doing it to me, I feel I can return the favor. And I only did it to the people that have been saying bonkers ass comments, all over the place. Bill 10 says, "Go Bills." I'm a Steelers fan, so I don't have a dog in the fight at this point. And I know we're not supposed to say that; it's just habit. But I'm pulling for the Detroit Lions this year because they haven't even been to the playoffs since '92, and Detroit needs all the fucking help they can get as a city. So a championship is going to bring them money. It's going to bring a few jobs. I'm all for it.
Pookie, what do you mean I have a message on the video?
But the Bills are probably going to win it. I'm not going to lie. They're just so fucking good. The way they picked my Steelers apart, although we had a third string quarterback along with the number one defensive player in the NFL and Watt was out. So I knew we were going to lose. I was hoping we would play in a blizzard so we stood a chance.
Oh, StreamYard does show the emojis now. I just noticed that too, AMAC. Oh my gosh.
Sorry for the football talk.
Oh no, it's all right. It's a good filler because I was trying to find the.
I love football. My Steelers got whomped on.
Here's Peggy.
The big dono. The big dono. Big do nothing. I don't see it.
And then this was Laugh at Life.
Mickey, are you saying that Detroit's your son's team or the Steelers? Either way, good choices. Yeah, that's Peggy the goat. She's bad. Of course, I have a terrible towel. I have several. I have one. I bought one each year they won the Super Bowl after the Super Bowl, and then it gets superstitious with that thing. Like you can't have a championship terrible towel at a regular season game. It's bad luck. It's a whole thing. There's a cool thing that a lot of people don't know about that terrible towel. It was created by one of the first announcers from the Pittsburgh Steelers. His name was Myron Cope. He would say, Myron Cope on sports. He had the craziest Pittsburgh accent. But he created that terrible towel because just the steel workers were waving yellow towels at the Steelers games back in the day. So he was like, capitalize on it. And 100% of the proceeds of that terrible towel, and they cost like $18 a piece now, 100% goes to a children's charity in Pittsburgh.
Hey, Patricia, how are you? And yes, as we were looking for a title or a thumbnail for this live, I actually came across this photo, and I believe it was hard to see the year because it was cut off, but I think it was like 1950. That's what it looked like, at least, maybe 1960. But it was a handwriting analysis stand, and it says, have
Yes.
your face and handwriting analyzed by Mildred.
Yep. How cool is that? That guy is probably interesting. He probably read more than a 27-page FBI handbook to figure out how to read sign language. I had a language man come to Camp Pendleton, and we were all invited to go. It wasn't mandatory, but he was in the auditorium, and we went over there, and he just said he wanted you to say 2 or 3 words, and he would nail your hometown. Like this guy knew the map of the United States so well. And I'm not sure what the term is for language expert, but that's what he was. And he just said, when I stood in front of him, he said, say hello. And I just said, hello. And he said, you're from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I was like, what the fuck? And everyone's like, whoa, how do you do that? It's the coolest shit ever. Is it studying colloquialisms or something like that? I don't know.
Oh, so Spitfire. Okay, so Pookie said, so I guess
Linguistics, yes.
Davis fam commented on the video. So Pookie told her she's not blocked.
No, nobody is blocked. Any
But
of these
you do have
scoundrels
to
can.
be subbed. So if you're not subbed to the channel, you can't chat.
Oh yeah, well that's just the breaks. I mean.
Oh, and 10 said, who was that sinner, if you know the name?
In reference to which part, though? I've been talking a
I'm
lot.
not sure.
I'll keep my eye on the comments if they want to clarify.
Oh, Patricia, it's good to see you too. I hope you're doing well.
It's always good to see Patricia. I'm just so happy you guys are here. I didn't know what to expect. I mean, they've been fucking dogging us so bad, and like we needed to just take a few days, let them keep running their mouths, and just prove our point. Like enough of this shit. We're not children, We're not pretending who we are. We're not lying to you fucking people. We're not lying to each other. All of that is just garbage. It's fine that you don't like us. I mean, especially me. I don't care. I don't care. Just stop the bullshit. Like at least be honest with the shit you're saying. I've provided you with enough shit you could talk on me that you don't have to make things up.
No, and to question my education, to question my integrity, to question my loyalties, my intentions. Come on.
Mine too. Yeah, exactly the same thing here, except I don't have this high education that I can stand upon, but I am active producing artist, and that's how I survive. So they try to discredit that. I got to be, to be straight up, like it was easier to hear the shit talking about my art because I have it in my hand. You know what I mean? I take it to someone, I hand it to them, and they give me money. So they can't fuck with that because I'm doing that. But when they talk about my past, like my military history, like that's more personal to me because I mean that's who I am at the foundation, and it took me a little while to figure out that's just what they do. I mean, it's exactly like talking about Emmy's education. They're trying to discredit the foundation of who I am as a person and who Emmy is as a person, and they're not worthy of it. I mean, they're not. I get in trouble for saying that too. To be more clear, they're not doing it for any other reason than to maliciously discredit someone's word. That's what they're doing. They're trying to discredit us, and it's working. For some people are believing what they're saying. Some people actually believe the shit show that the Hive is, some people watch a clip video and they're like, that must be true. I got to tell you, it's like 50-50. The clip channels, there are a lot of nefarious clip channels. Just because they're clipping doesn't mean they have good intentions.
Yep.
I'm rambling now. I thought I had more of a point to make, but I've said plenty.
Patricia Peggy is, I mean, I just know her as like caps lock Peggy. She's in a lot of chats. She's around.
Yeah. She used to donate a lot of money to channels, but she doesn't do that anymore. I'm not going to guess as to why, but she stomps around. She's very opinionated. Like, and the funny thing is, before she directed her shit at me and Emmy, I thought she was entertaining because I was like, how does anyone take her seriously? She starts shit with creators, like she did with Crimes of Fashion, and she tries to start shit everywhere she goes because it's exciting for her. That makes her day or week or whatever, and then it permits her to sit and make comments all night long. But in reality, she's just some lady that's out there that's way too invested in this shit. In my opinion, I don't know. Some people may love her. I don't know. I used to call her the sugar mama of YouTube because she would drop like big, $100 here, $150 here, $100 here, and she would do it, live after live after live. In one night, she could spend $1,000, no problem. So as a result of that, everybody kisses her ass. Not everybody. A lot of people kissed her ass until she just worked. She worked herself up into a frenzy where everyone was just like, you know what, your money's not worth it.
Oh yeah, and that was actually Hippie. Thank you for saying that. So Hippie said, guess who isn't making money off H and Summer Wells right now? Sweetie Pie and Sourpuss. Way to do your own thing. And that's interesting because there was a video made about Jonesin, Dolly, myself, and then this channel saying that we do drama and true crime on our channels. So who are the hypocrites? Like, would the families of these victims be happy with what they saw, or would they be, whatever?
Yeah.
And here's the thing, like, who's the biggest ones, I should say, because there's more than one, making money off of Summer Wells right now?
So much money. And the fact is, I'm gonna do what I'm not supposed to do. No wire hangers. Go fuck yourself. Emmy hasn't made one red fucking penny off of any anguish of families in true crime. In fact, when she has true crime stories, explicitly just true crime stories, she doesn't monetize it. So you're fucking wrong.
That wasn't No Wire Hangers, just to correct you. That wasn't her. It
was another
other one.
random.
I'm not going to say the name because I don't want to give them.
Well, I owe that person a fuck you anyways for putting my private information on their community page, like trying to hold me hostage with it.
And for sending you an apology that clearly wasn't genuine, because then they just posted more information in the comments.
It wasn't an apology. It was written like a legal, like trying to get out ahead of being sued, is what it looked like.
Oh,
I mean, it was basically, I did that. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm removing all of the records that I have of yours. And then of course, there was more shit talking in the email. I'm paraphrasing, but it said something along the lines of, someone sent this to me, and they sent it to a lot of people, every single page. Like they're trying to intimidate me with my own past that I'm fully familiar with. Like, so at this point, I'm concerned that they're either going to start making shit up, to try to force me to show my records, which I'm never going to do for these dirtbags. But they're out of control. It's unacceptable.
yep. Well, Sourpuss,
Yes,
we've
sweetie
been live
pie.
over 3 hours,
Oh
and
damn.
it doesn't
Yeah.
appear that Davis Fam is going to join
No,
us.
I mean, they're cowards and they do their best work in the shadows and darkness. That's just a fact. You know what I mean?
Yep. So I mean, I would have, dropped
Yeah.
the link. Everyone, like I said at the beginning of the live, everyone but the known trolls were unblocked. And we
Yeah.
only had one
Spitfire
person
said
who asked a question earlier.
Spitfire said she responded though. I didn't see her here. What is she writing on a bathroom wall somewhere?
Yeah, and I can't see the comments on my phone. Like I can't see comments that are made on the video on my phone.
Comments
So
made on this video?
I thought that's what she said this video.
Look, Davis fam, if you stand on what you keep saying in everyone's comments, then come on up and explain to us how you're right. I'll drop down. I won't even be up here to verbally abuse a woman, like you say.
Oh, so it wasn't on this video, Pookie.
Of course not. She's over there commenting somewhere else like a real coward.
Yeah, I saw the email, Pookie, but that wasn't.
I wish Peggy was a man so I could like have a guy to be mad at. But now you see what I'm working with. It seems
we
to be
don't know
only
that Peggy's not a guy.
well with a name like Peggy, you assume.
I mean,
yeah, you're right. In any case, I need a worthy competitor that's a dude because I keep getting accused of hating women, but it seems to me that they're the ones that keep starting shit with me, and they just want me to be mousy and be like, "Oh no, you're right. You're a woman, so you could say whatever you want about me." It's not gonna fucking happen. Sorry.
okay.
But yeah, it seems like Peggy's not showing up. Davis fam, she ain't showing up. I mean, wasn't there some like stark criticism of us blocking people and talking shit on them?
Yeah, I mean, and so that's why when I asked, like, should we unblock people? And, we decided we would. And
Oh yeah, I mean,
showed up.
I can empathize with the frustration of being blocked. Some place that people were talking shit on you. It happens to me daily. I used to get real frustrated and try to, post on my own shit that they won't let me in, and all of that is so childish. Like I've been stooping to their level for too many months now, so I'm gonna, tighten things up here, tuck it in. But I'd like to get this resolved if she wants to come up here. Any of these scoundrels that I talk shit on. Miss Voodoo's in here. Come on up and tell us about why you think I wasn't in the
Voodoo,
military.
You changed your name. Right? That's Voodoo with the... Are you Voodoo with the chicky?
Oh, I hope so. I hope it is.
Or are you a different Voodoo? Are you Voodoo that hangs out with Mel?
Ooh, Voodoo does not like me.
The only people that are still blocked are like the rapper accounts and
Yeah.
and then that one we blocked earlier.
Yeah, that was the point, to unblock everybody. That way, if they
Okay,
want to
so
come
it
up,
is Voodoo with the chickens and with that hangs out with Mel.
yeah.
Because Voodoo, you had some things to say.
She did. She said I'm abusive. She said, "Oh, I mean, you could actually pull it up if you want. It was on that. It was after I dropped down on Mel's panel that one day. She popped up with the big old cigarette in her hand, talking about, I know everything about that guy. He's bad for Emmy and blah 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 blah. Basically, she really stirred the pot that day. And she don't know me.
Like I said, everybody's unblocked.
Gina, what up? It's funny that Gina gets a bad rap on YouTube, and like all of these scoundrels do way worse things.
Okay, so
Okay.
Voodoo-
Oh, so awesome, Voodoo. Could you please explain in like some, quick way exactly what makes me a hypocrite? And I'm not going to make you famous here. I don't have that much time, but just let's get it.
Yeah, I mean, having a conversation, I feel like would.
I'm not a hypocrite. I mean, that her saying I'm a hypocrite is wrong, and that's why I think it's trash. She misunderstood. She thought there was going to be some big uproar on that panel when she was the only one that was mad. I mean, Gina was a little bit mad at me, but that was different than Voodoo's just like, oh, she thinks she's going to be at the center of the next big drama, and she just made herself look like a dummy.
Okay, so we figured out so Pookie had sent me the wrong screenshot.
Okay, I see what you're saying, Voodoo, and I have spoken hatefully to people that I don't have respect for, people that don't deserve respect, and I will continue to do that, regardless of how you feel about it. Because that's what I do, Voodoo. Voodoo, I don't have you all wrong. I heard exactly what you said. Should we pull it up and look at it? I heard exactly what you said. You said terrible, untrue things about me. Like it's on Mel's video. Go peep it for yourself. I didn't have any fucking problem with you until that.
Oh, so I'm going to show just real quick before we go, and then I'll have one more comment, but so this is 12 minutes ago. Well, again, this is when it was screenshot. So Davis Fam commented on the video that I was talking about. Hey, Emmy, since you're reading this on your live stream, why don't you show everyone all the dark, scary emails I sent you? Why don't you send people the emails you sent me?
No, she already has. She already sent everything to everyone.
Well, she sent them to Burnt Toast.
Yes, she's petitioning to have Burnt Toast she's petitioning to have Burnt Toast join her battle against us. It's crazy. We don't have any beef with Burnt Toast. I mean,
no.
She wants it to be that way, of course, because why wouldn't she? She would. Again, the idea that they just want to get rid of us is more clear at this moment than it's been to me all day, and I know that's what they're doing. Gina and I are fine. We're getting along fine. I'm sure that drives everyone crazy. Like people that are friendly can have arguments and disagreements and then work it out. Not everyone has to be a maniac and just start war against their ex friends. That shit is exhausting, people. Why do you have to do that? Anyways, what I was getting at, I think it's funny that Gina gets such a bad reputation, but there are people that are doing things 50 times worse every day. And because they're popular or have bigger numbers, they're all about it. It's that's what hypocrisy is, Voodoo. Pull it up. I said you were a hypocrite. Again, I'm not a hypocrite.
Stand by it. So
yeah, I don't.
Well, and like I don't remember. Actually, it was one of those comments that I read. One of the comments I read said that sometimes you say things and you don't recollect them. And
Yeah. No, the thing is, I don't want to get too much more into it because I feel like I'm going to create another Davis fam here, and I'm not interested in that. But the fact of the matter is, I heard what she said, and it wasn't nice, and it was actually wrong as well because I wasn't being hypocritical. It's not hypocritical of me to want to drop down from a panel if I don't want to fucking be there. What is hypocritical? What is hypocritical about that? Tell me, Voodoo. If I'm on a panel and people are talking about some shit I don't want to talk about or I don't know what they're talking about and I drop down, that is not hypocritical.
oh, that's that live stream.
Yes. And before that, I had no problem. I was always pleasant with Voodoo. Like they're the late night crew. Typically, I'd pop in and say hi to them. No problem with her whatsoever.
Oh, so
Zero.
Okay, that's live. Gotcha.
You know. So, I mean, if you think that's hypocritical, then I can't argue with stupid.
But and I agree with Jenny. Pretty clear agree to disagree situation in some cases.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, I feel like same thing I said to T Marie earlier. The fact that Voodoo is here speaks volumes to me because nobody else is.
No, I mean, I'm obviously giving her a hard time, but I appreciate that she had the balls to come over here. And of course, as soon as we're done here, I'm going to go re-listen to that to make sure that I'm not all the way crazy. But in any case, it was hurtful what she said because I never had a bad word to say about her. And I realized that she was trying to have Gina's back in that situation, but she didn't know what the fuck was going on or why I dropped down or anything. She just guessed, and she knew that people didn't like me already, so she just jumped on that train right there real quick. And it is what it is. I don't like her either. It's fine.
Oh, Patricia, you're sweet.
Okay. Miss Voodoo, starting a sentence with "I don't think Sinner understood" is not going to get you anywhere here.
Voodoo, do you want a link? Because I feel like
come on up. And while we do that, would you go ahead and pull up the video so she can hear what she said?
I can look for it, yeah.
And look, I apologize, guys. I'm not trying to get pissed off, but like that night that happened, it really made me mad. I was just like, what the fuck, man? I always had this person's back. And even with the drama that occurred with dropping down from there, everyone was like, oh, now Gina Diamond and Sinner aren't friends anymore, blah, blah, blah. Everybody just wants a little bit of drama. It's so exhausting. Like, people say things that they don't mean sometimes when they're pissed off.
Betty's Pants, no one is blocked over here. So go back, please, Betty's Pants, and tell the people who think they're blocked, they're not blocked.
No, this is something. No. Yeah, this is something they do. They're going to be like, we couldn't because we were blocked. No, everyone is unblocked.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Voodoo is here. And so what I'm going to do, I'll stay on panel, but I'm going to mute just because I do have to run to the restroom. And then I will look for...
yeah, I mean, we don't have to. I mean, if anything, we should just
she's here.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'll be right back. I'm just going to go use the bathroom quick.
Okay. I was going to suggest that Emmy just put the link. So,
hello. What I meant by you misunderstood. I meant like my intent. I don't think you understood my intent.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, what I did was listen to what you said and interpret the English words.
Well,
that you
remember, most of it I typed though. So when she grabs it, she's got to make sure she grabs the chat.
No, dear. I didn't even see what you typed.
Oh, really? I absolutely called you an asshole in chat.
Yeah.
I absolutely did.
Yeah, but you're a weird person. I don't give a fuck about your opinion about me. But what I'm saying is, whenever you were on screen, I'm not talking about comments. I'm talking about your face on screen.
Well, it was
I-
it was both. I was doing both. I was on panel and I was chatting at the same time. So that's why, like I said, so maybe you didn't see that I called you an asshole, but here's
No, I
what
didn't.
here's what was happening, Sinner. So as you're on
I
panel
would
and as
I
the panel is talking, I am
I
in the
was
back.
there. I was
Right.
there. I was so I don't
But
need you to
I'm in
explain
the
to me.
back. No,
I
no,
don't
no.
need
This
you to
part you didn't
explain to me
see.
what happened. I
Well,
don't need your
I'm
explanation.
also, but
I was
I
present.
do,
I
honey,
was
I do, because what you
I
don't know is I was talking to Gina completely away from StreamYard and completely away from that. I'm having a conversation with Gina as all of this is happening. So there was behind the scenes that you didn't know about.
This
Is
is
what I'm
old
trying to explain.
news. What I'm
It's so
telling you.
old news.
This is old
But
news.
I'm here to tell you, like, I have no hard feelings. Yeah, I called you that. Yeah, I did. But you
Yeah,
have
and it
thick
was
skin. I think you'd be able to take that. Do I hate you? No. At that time, in that moment, I thought you were being an asshole. I thought you were being a hypocrite. That doesn't mean I hate you, sir.
but what I'm saying is for you to interpret me dropping off a panel because I don't want to be there, you interpret that
No.
as hypocritical.
No,
No,
I would
it's
have.
not.
No, no, that's not the hypocritical part. I didn't give a
Wh-
shit that you
Oh,
dropped off panel.
my question is what is it that makes you say that I'm a hypocrite then?
Okay. It so here remember this is way back. I'm trying to remember. But no, it had nothing to do with you dropping off. It had to do with you criticizing Gina and Mel for talking hateful about someone when you talk hateful about people all the time. And that's
I
what made me feel
I
that you were being a hypocrite.
Yeah, well, your feelings were wrong. I mean, you can feel however you want, but to call someone a hypocrite when they're not is wrong.
But you talk
I
hateful all the time about people. I wasn't wrong.
Now I think you misunderstood what was happening there, and you're misunderstanding my intent for dropping off of the panel.
But again, it had
And
nothing. I was saying that before you even dropped off. I was already
yes, but
calling you a hypocrite and an asshole
yes,
before
yeah,
you dropped off. I don't care that you dropped
I
off.
I understand that, but what I'm asking you is exactly what am I hypocritical about?
The talking hateful about people.
What is that in reference
You
to?
were criticizing Gina and Mel about talking hateful about someone. When
Okay,
you do that all the
you're
time.
confused. You're confused about what's happening here. What happened was I dropped off panel because they were
Stop talking
discussing
about the dropping off panel because I said all this before you even dropped off panel. I don't care that you dropped off.
the reason nice try. The reason I dropped off of that panel is because they were talking about people that I wasn't sure what the story was, and it sounded like they were talking shit on people, and I didn't want to sit up there and be involved in something that I didn't know what it was. Do you understand?
Again, I was saying
So
all this before you even dropped off panel. I was accusing you of being a hypocrite when you were giving them.
I know, and an asshole too. You keep saying that, but I'm
Yep.
not.
So
Simple
this is not,
question.
you keep talking about you
What?
dropping off. I was saying all this before you dropped off.
You're so dumb. What makes me a hypocrite? Tell me.
I said it a million times, and
Cite an example of what are you talking about? What makes me a hypocrite?
I think I've
Just-
been blatantly clear. Good night.
Wrong. You just look like a damn fool, lady.
All right. So, and I guess, I mean, at this point, we'll have
She
to,
tried to-
you know, like
she
we
tried to
said, go
double
back
talk
and
me.
look.
She attempted to double talk me. Like, sure, if I say don't do something and then I do it, that makes me a hypocrite. I was just simply asking for an example.
All right. Well, tried. Oh, so Gina said Mel was called trans and trans bash so bad she doxed herself to Miss Ann to prove she's cis female. That's what
Cis
that was
female.
about. Right.
Yeah,
so
but
that's right.
but
So
yeah,
I remember
but
that, Gina.
But here's the thing. Okay, what Voodoo, from my best interpretation of that trash that I just heard was she called me an asshole and a hypocrite for being mean to people or saying mean things. That's what I'm to understand. But I don't just unprompted say mean things about people. That would be crazy. I only even talk about people in a negative manner after they've talked about me. Most of the time. But what Voodoo is saying is I'm a hypocrite because I said it wasn't nice that somebody said something that was mean. I just want one example. I mean, she couldn't give me one, so she left.
So Southern Gal, there was a video, Mel, well, I call her Mel's Pandora. I think it's Mel and Pandora,
Yes.
but I say Mel's Pandora. There was a video a while ago. I actually made a video about Gina, with that because we were on the outs and
We're moving past all that. Hopefully, it should.
yes. Oh yeah. So,
No.
and I actually, I'm pretty sure I privated the video. So there we go. I admitted I did private a video because it's not relevant anymore. So Gina, yeah, I'm just over last year's stuff. I think we all deserve a better year. I agree.
Yeah, I hope to leave it all right here. I saw Voodoo in chat, and I had to be like, oh, there's one of them right there. And I do consider one of them that just, stirs the shit up.
And that's true, Southern Gal. No, oh shoot, it went past. No need to drag the past up. Yep. Oh, I did see it, Gina. Yes, I did. I actually thought I responded, but maybe I didn't.
Yeah, Mel's cool. It gets wild over there sometimes, but they have fun.
Yeah, I do like Mel a lot. But we have been live over 3.5 hours.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Let these fine folks enjoy their Saturday night.
Yes, and again, thank you, Voodoo, for coming in, and
Yeah, I mean, I thank you too, Voodoo. I mean, it's good of you to come up here and at least say your piece. I do appreciate it, even though I'm pissed off at you. I mean, if you would have listened to what I said at the beginning, I always liked Voodoo, and I was always pleasant. I mean, she's part of the late night crew, and I stumble in over there every once in a while and hang out. I don't want shit there. And I can even tell when I go there now, and if she's there, she'll leave or whatever. I don't want that. So it's perfectly okay with me that she thinks I'm an asshole. But like, I try hard not to be a hypocrite. So at least tell me what I'm doing wrong if you're going to say you're a hypocrite. Like, give me an example of when I do that. And So.
AMAC, you're going live? How did I probably did know, but I would have redirected to your channel. So AMAC, if you want to drop your link. Oh, thank you. You were ahead of me. I'll actually pin it. Okay, and Miss Voodoo did say she has no hate for you, Sinner. So I think it's my opinion. It is what it is, and we just.
Yeah, I mean, I have no intentions on giving her any shit. I see her around often. I haven't been giving her shit. I just saw her and I was like, okay, here's my chance to be like, that was fucked up. So that's what I did.
Yeah, I agree, Remy. See, you guys can think one's an a-hole or both, and it's all good. Look at that progress.
Well, it's also fucking insane to put her on your live and then walk away. Because she could have said anything or porn bombed the shit out of you and you wouldn't have been able to do anything about it.
That is a good point, but clearly I have trust issues as well.
Well, if you would stop lying so much, maybe you'd have time to focus on your trust issues.
Yeah, and I agree, Voodoo. It's okay to stand by what you say, but again, no hate. Right. I agree. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, whatevs.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Yeah, because AMAC is going live in like now 18 minutes.
Oh, perfect.
So I'm gonna go get some food. And AMAC, is your live on the Betrayers? Because I didn't do my homework if it is.
So to summarize, some of those comments are crazy and it's obvious that they're running a narrative against Emmy and I. I get it. I wouldn't like me either if I was them, to be perfectly honest. So, but I'm not going to get scared away easy. I know Emmy's going to go back to her Headstone's main channel and continue her good work, and hopefully people stop listening to these little knuckleheads running around just trying to discredit people. I want to get Emmy's channel back to 400 or 500 people in the chat again, and shit was fun.
Yeah. And I do have a members only scheduled for tomorrow. I'm going to get back to my Sunday nights for members only. And on Monday, I have a feeling the verdict in the driveway shooting case is going to be in Monday afternoon. So I will be live then or Tuesday. But yeah,
And
it's
I
been
don't
real.
know if Glow with Glow has been here, but it's good to see her. Hi, Glow. All right, guys, have a great night. Thanks so much for listening to my goofy ass. I appreciate you all very much. If you haven't had a chance to go sub up to my channel, I've been posting a lot of art over there and some shit talking. It's worth a look. Thanks again, guys.
Glow just woke up. Well, thank you for stopping in. And yes, as Earth says, behave, Sourpuss. All right, y'all.
I actually, all right, guys.
Oh no, you got something to say? Say it.
Have a great night, sweetie pie. Call me.
Yep. All right, y'all. Peace.
All right.